I love them though. It's the noise.
Yes, they cut so brilliantly, don't they? $34.99 if you'd like these.
Right,
174771. Oh, there's a freedom price. $26.24. That's a lot off. There's some really good deals going on today, I have to say.
Thanks. Would you try?
Shall I show you? I love these boxes, very wrappable, that you get your fabrics in. Fat quarters, I have opened up the plains. Here we go. Lovely, lovely rainbow of colours, right the way through your blues, pinks, oranges and reds and yellows, and then through to you, and obviously greens, and then through to your more neutral colours. Now, this also has a freedom price as well, $24.89. You're getting 15 of your fat quarters, or it's $29.99 if you're not a freedom member. 442, sorry. And then, as you can see, lovely wrappable box. It's making me want pizza. They do look like pizza boxes.
Well, we've gone for more of a kind of gift option, because there's lots of people who either sew themselves or know somebody who sews, and it's like kind of, well, what do you get them?
What a gift, nice gift.
What do you get them? If you don't know what their machine is, or you don't know what type of sewing that they're doing, this is a great kind of catch-all.
Lovely. And again, another set of fat quarters. £5 off as well. And here they are. Beautiful, aren't they? $34.99. 817403 is your item number. So again, you can call us 01733602000, or you can check out on the website at hochanda.com. There we go. Oh, you're whizzing along there. Whee!
Well, it just is, it's a really quick project, though. It's a really... I'm just going to get a little bit more in, just so you can kind of see one little section of it and see how well it works with having just that coloured thread on a black and white. Because it allows you to be the artist, it allows you to add the colour. You know, the picture's already there. There's something for you to follow. It's not like you're having to start from scratch with kind of appliques and things like that. The majority of the work is there for you. It's just a case of you adding a bit of colour, adding a bit of definition, adding your own stamp to it.
Very nice. I love that he's hidden by the tree. I bet you get some awesome photos, don't you?
Oh, we get all sorts in.
Sorts of different
Absolutely,
things. Do you get a lot of
sorts.
Pets?
Yes, I would say more pets. Pets and babies.
Yeah,
is the kind of the two most popular ones I think we have.
What about weddings?
Yeah, well, what we've had is a lot of people doing weddings where they've done maybe their grandparents' wedding, and then their parents' wedding, and then theirs, and then maybe their son or daughters, and it's got kind of, you know, 3 or 4 generations on.
That's lovely.
So things like that work really, really well. Yes, we get an awful lot of pets. We get a lot of ones that are in memory of pets as well. So you've got, you know, nice pictures and you want something for the home, all sorts, and we're happy to do it because I think it you know, it just... Oh, all right, steady on.
Oh, what happened?
It's it's asking me to lower the presser foot, which I was a bit swift in putting it up. All right. I was a bit swift in pulling it up there. I'm just going to check that I haven't looped it round the thing. Slower. Tiny bit slower.
Yeah. No races.
No.
You take your time with it.
Can you see this just starting to come in?
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
No, you can.
Okay, it's light off here. Hang on, let me just try turning that off. There you go.
Oh, nice bit of sparkle.
Better.
That's looking really effective, isn't it?
It does. It's such a simple technique. It doesn't have to be shiny thread. It can be plain thread that you use if you want that more matte effect. Obviously, if it isn't something Christmassy that you're trying to do. But it's a really, really simple thing to be able to do. But all the hard work's done for you. The print is there. You're literally just colouring it in with thread. That's all you're doing. Let me turn this back on because it'll sew faster if I turn it on.
Okie dokie. Let's go and have a recap, Hayley.
OK. Hang on, it's beeping at me.
Oh, all right.
Can I join you in a sec?
Yes, you can.
OK.
Here's the website. Now, we've got some lovely new threads on the show, some fabulous scissors that have got a wonderful review. Now, we do have 2.5-minute queues on the phone lines, so your fastest way to order is online at hochanda.com. com. So we've got wadding, we've got batting. Very, very busy for the calico and the wadding as well. And we've also got those jelly babies. I like those. $18.99. You can either go for the batik one or you can go for that nice pastel-y one as well. Run, Hayley, run. Very good.
Thanks.
No unicorning today.
Shall we? Oh, DB just wasn't having it the other day.
Really?
No.
It
was just not
Dave
having
didn't
it.
want to be a unicorn.
He didn't.
That's all right. I'll be a unicorn.
Will you?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Maybe at the end of the show.
At the end of the show?
Okay, that
Shall we
works.
unicorn off?
Okay. Much to the annoyance of our director and
Yes,
producer.
that's
Right,
that's why we do it, though, isn't it?
No, we're naughty. Can you, for anybody just joining in, explain the concept?
OK, this one here, this is your quilt panel. So this is the one that is designed to work into a quilt, but you can do other things with it. You can make kind of bags, cushions, other kind of home decor, anything you like, really. You can take the smaller ones and make them into purses and things if that's what you like. So you can make those into all sorts of different things. Tablet cover, perfect size for that.
Good size, yeah.
So that panel, that quilt panel, that has 5 of your larger images in.
Yep.
4 this size. So those 5 will be different. You need to send me 5 different photographs for those. You need to send me 1 photograph for these ones, because you get 4 the same, but this size. And then 1 more photograph for this one here. This is the one that goes into the sashing.
Right.
So you need to send 7 photographs in total, and you'll get 25 images back.
Lovely.
5 large, 16 of those little sashing ones, and then 4 of the kind of medium-sized ones, which work into the 9 squares.
It's very nice. I mean, it's just so pleasing to make this up with your photos.
And it's
so
great,
nice.
again, great for a memory quilt. Perfect for that.
$14.99 then for that one.
And yours will not have holes in.
No, you keep hacking into it. That one, can you also do black and white and sepia as well?
Yes, you can. Again,
yeah.
it will come as a voucher. So on that voucher, it'll come with a kind of voucher in a form. What you need to do is select there so let us know what photographs you want where as well. So, you know, either write on the back of them, or what some people tend to do is if they post them in to us, they'll put them in separate envelopes.
Oh,
so these are my
idea.
5 main images, this is my 9 square image, and this is my sashing image. If people are emailing them in, then either they send them as separate files, or they've changed the name on the file. So main image 1, main image 2, main image 3, that kind of thing. So there's lots of different ways you can do it.
OK. Next panel then.
Next panel is this one, which has your 4 images. This is the size that I've been demonstrating on there. So that's the one that we put the little kind of sparkles onto the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have brought it with us, shouldn't I?
Oh, that's all right. We can look at it.
Suella, heads up.
Oh,
I don't know where I put it.
Oh, she's going to... not that one. Was it that one you
Yeah, we
wanted?
can have that one as well. OK, just leave it then.
Yeah,
we'll do it later.
Take it out of
do
the
it later.
machine. That's
Bring
all right.
them over later.
Yeah.
So these are your 4 images. These images are about 36 centimetres wide and 47.5 tall. That's your approximate size, and they're fantastic for bags and things like that because they're that little bit taller. So that one. If I put them next to each other and then just tilt that one up a little bit so you can see a bit more of the sparkle on there. Sparkle!
Yay!
Sparkle! It's not sparkly.
It is in real life.
It is in real life.
Not that I'm saying through the camera it's not real life, but you know what I mean.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can see just those little bits of sewing on there, just really, really lift it and add that little bit of interest to it. So you don't have to do a lot. You know, especially if you are looking at that kind of make-to-sell option. Then you don't have to do a huge amount to get really big results.
Good.
And then the next option we've got... Oh, did you need to do numbers, or was I too quick?
Oh, it's all right. People can see it's on screen.
Okay.
It's $12.99 for that previous one.
It's over there. OK, so these are 3 photographs on a panel. These ones are better for cushions because these... They're just that lovely size. They're 47.5 centimetres by 47.5 centimetres, which is about right for an 18-inch cushion.
Right.
So perfect for that.
Different colour options.
And then
you can go sepia.
again, with all of them, you've got lots of different colour options. You've got the sepia, which is that brown-toned one. You've got the black and white, and then you've got the colour. And all of them will come with Lewis pouting on them.
No, they won't. They won't. £12.99 then for this particular option.
No, I won't make you have that.
Details on screens. 973950. Then
So
I think this one's my favourite.
Yeah, now this one I think is quite versatile. Obviously these are larger images, and the better quality image that you send us, the better results you get. If you've got kind of lower resolution images, things that have been taken on kind of camera phones a few years ago and things like that, this is the one to go for, because those smaller images will kind of give you a better, the less pixelated, because you're not making it into such a large image.
I understand.
So you send in 4 pictures, we tile them. It's probably easier to see on the colour one, actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You send in 1, 2, 3, 4 images, we tile them, and then just repeat that over and over again across the fabric.
Lovely. Now, it's £17.99 if you're a Freedom member, or £19.99 if you're not. 818750 is your item number.
As we said earlier, these don't need to be photographs of people. It could be pets, it could be your artwork that you've done, because we've had people who've done watercolours and sent them in. Just people who've done pictures of... you're all right, Jenny, crack on, I don't mind.
Jenny's coming up in the next hour.
We've had pictures of flowers and things like that, and it just works so well with lots of different things.
Beautiful. I think...
Come on, Jenny.
Yeah, you're going to gate crash.
Come and crash.
Bless.
No, you come on. Just join in.
Make sure you're staying tuned for the next hour. Oh,
I don't mind you doing your thing. You've got to get ready. It's all good.
She's using a heat gun. Yeah. Anyway, right, so next up we've got the planes.
We have. So these are fat quarter bundles. Fabulous for a gift if you know somebody who sews, because these are all of the colours that they'll use over and over and over again. Yeah. Or it might be that there's one colour missing from their collection, and this is the kind of collection that you say, oh, I just need a little bit of green for that. It's in there. So all the colours will slightly vary, but you will get this kind of rainbow effect in there. We're going through from blacks, browns, quite a few greens there, yellow, orange, the nice reds, couple of pinks, couple of purples, couple of blues, and obviously a really handy white.
Indeedy. And it'll come to you in this fabulous wrappable box. £29.99. However, if you're a Freedom member, it's £24.89, 742442. Then we have the batik.
We do. The batik one is always really, really popular. It's one of those kind of catch-all fabrics that you can get a lot of matches with a lot of different options. And also, the brilliant thing about the batiks is they're dyed. They're not printed, which means that you can use the back as well. So if you're wanting something that was a little bit lighter, so maybe you could use that for one side, or use the lighter side to just lift it a little bit in colour.
Very good. Love these. Now, they're £34.99, so you've got a £5 saving. 817403.
OK, we've got 2 jelly babies as well. So this one is the pastel paste print one.
I love how they arrive to you, that you almost don't want to open them.
They do look lovely, though, don't they? Do look lovely. And the paste print is basically a white print that goes on top of all these colours. So you've got a couple of whites there, a couple of creams, because they're your kind of catch-alls. And then you've got that lovely gold.
Beautiful.
You've got a salmony pink.
Yeah.
Oops. There you go. Salmony pink there. And tilt it forward a little bit, and then that's your normal kind of pastel pink, little lime green there, and then you've got a nice kind of turquoisey one, a nice kind of cornflower plain blue, and then you're back to your creams again. So there's 20 different ones in there. Okay. I think it's 2 of each actually, kind of 2 of each colour, but then obviously you've got a few extras in your plains, in your creams. And if you want to see kind of how big that ends up, that's your pastel option. And this, there is a batik option as well.
It is more than you think. There you go. They're singing Technicolor Dreamcoat in our ears. So, yeah, it does work out to be quite a lot.
It's not distracting at all, is it?
I just wish we could do open talk back.
We should
properly singing the whole thing.
What, like Christmas time or something? Yeah. We should be allowed that. Yeah. I've got Christmas Eve shows. Can we do it then?
Oh, that would be good.
Open talk back.
Are you in Christmas Eve? I'm in Christmas Eve.
Are you?
Yeah. What time
Me
is
and Lewis. I've got 2 in the morning, and then he's got the 1 day special.
2 in the morning? We're not working at 2 in the morning.
No, I've got 2 shows in the morning.
I know, I'm just joking.
Won't. Just get up. Just come in.
Oh, no.
Just stay up from the night before.
Yes.
It's fine.
Anyway, so this is how your jelly baby will work
if
out.
you just sewed it together in straight lines, this is what you would get. And we've sewn it together just so you can see kind of the volume. I mean, we've got quite large seam allowances on there, so you could make it go even further.
Beautiful. So this is $18.99. It's a different item number to the t'other one.
To the one? To the ones on the bottom?
Thanking you. There it is, $18.99.
This one is this one. This one. Oh, this one is this one.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Clear as mud, that.
There. Now, got 2 different weights of calico.
We have, yeah.
Yep.
There's a medium weight and heavy weight. Your medium weight, that's the one that you want to use for bags and things like that. Now, it is not pre-shrunk, as one of your viewers, want to say Ellen?
Ellen, yep.
Excellent. Asked earlier, it is not pre-shrunk. So, you do need to wash this before you start to work with it. This is a loom state fabric, and that's why it's such good value, because we're not adding that extra kind of process to it. Yes, you need to. We always put a little note in saying wash and dry and iron your fabric before you start, because this one will shrink. But calico's such a useful kind of catch-all fabric. It's really, really fashionable, just the look of it in the first instance. But if you are kind of wanting to make a practice one of something, then calico's a great way to do it, because it's a really, really cost-effective fabric. And
you're getting 2 metres of it.
Yes, 2 metres by 1.5 metres, so a really nice big chunk.
$9.99 then, 140386, and then the heavyweight.
And the heavyweight,
what would you use this for?
You kind of, I mean, you haven't got feely telly, but we have. You can feel how much stiffer this is.
Oh, yeah.
So I would use that for blinds and things, because it's got that really nice kind of rigidity to it, and you're going to keep a really nice, straight, flat blind with that.
It's good.
And it's almost, I would say, almost as good as blackout.
Oh,
because once you wash
that makes me happy, because just this with the sun in the morning just wakes you up.
Once you wash it and dry it, because again it will shrink in a little bit, you'll find it really kind of stiffens up a little bit. So make sure you either tumble dry it or fabric softener.
Okay, good point to make. So details are on screen for you again. That is just $9.99, 102041. Then next up. Can you explain again?
Batting.
Look at all this you've hacked out of...
Nobody would have known.
They would know, because there's like straggly bits.
It's off the bottom now, it's fine. I've got enough out.
Oh, look, there you go, caught out by the director.
It's not, it's fabric. It's cotton.
Oh, all right, we'll let you off.
So you can't see that now.
Right, which one have we got here then?
Right, this is the batting. This is our special foam-backed batting. Now, this is a little bit, it's kind of that Goldilocks weight. It's heavy enough.
Right.
Exactly. It's brilliant for working under machine embroidery, like we've just shown you.
Yeah.
And that can be a standard stitch, or it can be free motion. It's entirely up to you which you prefer. But doubled over, it's got that beautiful kind of weight to it, so you'll get that rigidity if you're looking to do bag making and things. So it's kind of heavy enough that you'd get that upright, solid shape within the bag.
Look at that. How much are we getting?
You're getting 2 metres by 1.5 metres, so a huge piece.
Good for $9.99. That's a lot of bags you can make. Half the stock of this has gone. Always very busy. 895-898. Wadding's next.
Okay, wadding is next. Now, wadding is a hollow, because that's a kind of solid piece there. Yeah. This is more of a hollow fibre, so there's a lot more air gets trapped in there. There's a lot, it's a lot spongier. So that one is, it depends on how you want your kind of end piece to work. If you want to grab that one, we'll both run off and then just not come back and scare the director.
Okay. I want to put this on and freezing.
So what the difference is basically the weight. It kind of will be as warm as each other. This one probably slightly more so, because it's more air trapped in there, so it's going to be... and it's just bulkier.
Yeah.
So it's entirely up to you. If you want those kind of really deep quilt lines, then this is the one to go for. If you just want something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit softer, then that's softer looking, not feel-wise, then this is the one to go for. So if I show you again, because I think this was the best way to demonstrate them. is if I fold these up the same way, so in half and then into 3, you'll be able to see the difference in height. There you go. Weight-wise, they're about the same.
Yeah.
But you can see there how much larger that one looks, and that's that hollow fibre wadding that's
Nice
in there.
and padded. I like this. It's cuddly. Oh no! For your wadding, it's $9.99, or it's, what is it, with a freedom discount? $8.49, something like that, I think. $9.49, sorry. 93877.
Unauthorised discount.
Sorry. Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? It's Christmas.
Yes, on it. Let's put more discount on.
Now, we haven't got too long left, only a couple of minutes, but here is the website. You can see we've got all those nice,
there is green
lovely
thread in
threads.
there.
Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? I like the variegated ones.
I know,
It's
they're
nice.
lots of fun to play with.
Also, very much like the metallic ones. Plus, we have got the tonic scissors on the show. Very busy for those, and they've got a 5-star review as well, $34.99. Favourite pictures for Hayley? Your favourites? We still managed to get them in there. I like it. You've got a minute and a half. That's coming along really quite quickly.
I'm just coming back to this one because I think that this is just a really nice one to show this on, because it's got those little kind of furs on there off the Christmas tree, and all I'm doing is running along a couple of stitches, pivoting it round, going with, not exactly on, but just going with the direction of the branch, and then coming back along, and then again moving it back around, coming forward a little bit further. Just 3 or 4 stitches each time, just to add a little bit of texture to it. And what we'll do is we'll kind of fill this one in a little bit more, and then in the next show we'll do some slightly different bits and pieces with it as well. Because you can hand sew all of these as well. If you didn't have a machine, if that's not what you were into, then you can hand sew all of these as well. It'll take a little bit of a time. If I just knock that light off again, then that should be able to show you a bit more clearly how effective that green looks within there. But it doesn't have to be green. You could use any colour you wanted. You just really get it to pop. You could do it black if you wanted to keep in with the colour of the picture.
Very nice, thank you, Hayley.
It's quite all right.
So you're going to be back at 2, did you say?
2 o'clock with
2
Matt.
o'clock and 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Please make sure you're tuning in. Matt is Dr. Fabric, isn't he?
Yes, he's the evil Dr.
Evil Dr. Fabric, I see. He's coming up next with Jenny. So thank you very much, Hayley. Right, do stay tuned. We've got a lovely crafty afternoon ahead. Coming up next, we are stamping with Hobby Arts, and then we've got the one-day special, Linda Williams' book launch one-day special, in fact. And then we're back with Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly. You can also catch Crafting Market on Sky 676.
Hello, my name's Kay, and together with my husband Alfie, we have a little stamp manufacturing company called Indigo Blue. We started off in our garden shed, and now we have a lovely family of people working together to make gorgeous rubber stamps. And now we're actually working with Hochanda, some like-minded people, to really bring all that inspiration to you at home.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And I'm Pam.
And we're from Quilters Trading Post. We've been open since 2007, so we're coming up to 10 years now.
We started our business in Cambridge, really, with a long arm quilting machine. We decided we wanted to make a proper business of it, so we bought a shop in this area. We soon grew out of that because we became successful, and we bought a school, and now we're in the school.
We have 4 parts to our business. We have the quilting service, we run workshops, we sell patchwork and quilting threads, fabrics and notions, and we do patterns and books. That's our newest thing, and our favourite being our Crafters Carry-All.
We've really enjoyed being on Hochanda. It's made us famous, really. We've got lots of people who now come into the shop and tell us that they've seen us and that they've enjoyed the demonstrations and they've watched us over and over again.
Make sure you don't miss our shows here on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Fiona Clayton from Crafters Companion. I've been crafting for about 7 years now, having rediscovered my love of a childhood hobby. I'm delighted that I can share with you all my hints, tips and ideas, and here at Hochanda we're going to make sure that you really enjoy your crafting as well. So join me, Fiona Clayton, here on Hochanda.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Jenny from Hobby Art, oh my goodness, we are always excited about seeing Jenny. Jenny, can I say it's not just to see you as well, because we do love you to bits. We love you to bits. We love your stamps. We love the chocolates that you bring us. But we also love your design team and what they bring us made with your stamps. So that's the honest answer. I don't want to. I want to tell you why we love seeing you. So for all those reasons, a multitude of reasons.
Thank you.
So welcome to the studio. What can we expect to those fans that are watching for Hobby Art? What can we expect on today's show, and anyone new as well?
Right. Well, new sets today. Really versatile sets. Absolutely beautiful. And the artwork, the things that you can do with them, so versatile. Just the joy to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's start with Flingo, the flamingo, and have a look. I'll tell you what, I went for the artwork straight away, didn't I? Oh, my word. Let's have a look at the stamps first. Flingo, the flamingo, the set. 20 stamps in total here. And they're designed by Janie Burnett-Bleach as well. So tell us more about that then, Janie.
Right, well, she's designed the set for us. It's meant to make scenes, because that's the sort of thing that we do. That's the one I did in the morning show, but I'll be doing another one this afternoon. It's called Flingo because Janie took her niece to the zoo and she couldn't say flamingo, so she said Flingo. So that's why it's Flingo the flamingo.
So sweet. I think we should call all the flamingos Flingos now.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
We've been swapping stories about children, haven't we?
We have this morning, haven't we?
Children, over lunch.
Children. We have.
I mean, my children, to this day, we still call squirrels squigs because that's what they were called when, you know, it's a bit daft when we're the ages we are, but, you know, family traditions stick, don't they?
We do it. I mean, we're there in Morrison's or Tesco's or Aldi or something, and we say, oh, should we buy some strawberries? And I don't care who overhears me, because that's what we call strawberries, strawberries. So, yeah, we've all got stories like that. So email us. Let us know what your children or grandchildren or any friends of the family maybe, if you haven't got kids, maybe tell us about the stories they've sort of brought a smile to your face. Anything that's brought a smile to your face with the younger in the family. studio@hochanda.com. Let's see some more of these finished examples then here for us, Jenny. This is fantastic.
Yeah, Janie. Sally's done that one. That's with pencils, would you believe? Absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, with pencils, oh my word. To get that effect, look at the sky as well. But it's the stamps, it's the flamingos or flingos in the foreground that are just making that.
That is what you're seeing the joy of having a design team, because everybody has their own style. So what it's telling you is there's no right or wrong. You know, just put your stamp on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't meant to be a pun.
I like that pun. I like that. Put your stamp on it. Put your stamp on it. It's a good idea for a company. Yeah. And then look at that in silhouette as well.
Yeah, that's one of Anna's. That's really atmospheric, isn't it?
Oh,
it's quite romantic, even.
Yeah, with the two of them and the sunset. I like that. Oh, I like that. That is nice. And then looking down here, this needs to be opened up. But look, be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons. That's actually a stamp that's in the set itself. If I slide that off down this way,
I might have put it on the wrong way, but there you go. Yes, I did.
This way.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. That's absolutely not. And then Think Pink is also in the set too. So 77667 is your item number. For $14.99 plus delivery, you will get the whole set today. 77667 to order. I'll put that back together later on. Next, we've got Nature's Song in this set then, Jenny. This has been the most popular today because, Jenny, you had a show at 8 o'clock, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
Nature's Song is looking wonderful, wonderful.
I think what's so nice about it, you've got the very, very large element, so you can make large cards straight away. That was the one that I did in the morning show.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't
tune in
know.
at 8.
So that was about 10 minutes or so, but, you know, pre-prepared. So you can do quite simple things just with the main image. If you love colouring, that's the one for you.
Yeah. Let me lift
if
the
you
actual...
love cutting, it's the one for you.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you look
yeah.
at the second
yeah,
one.
this next example here is just a picture in itself. Oh, my word.
We were aiming it for Christmas, but as you can see from the colouring, you can actually use it all year round because the way we've coloured them as poinsettias, but you could colour them as any flowers that you like.
I mean, to look at these next two examples here, very Christmassy, very traditional Christmassy.
That's using the elements instead of the main flower, you know, the main scene.
Understood. Building a wonderful, wonderful wreath. And then
again,
look at
that's
this.
the main scene.
Yeah.
But quite rustic, that one. Becky, my daughter, did that one. I love that.
It's a great
really,
card.
Yeah.
Great card. And then piecing it together again to have the wonderful wreath design.
Again, that is just using the elements.
Yeah.
And I think the next one shows the elements very well. Anna did that, and that's quite clever because instead of stamping in one colour like black, she's stamped each element with a coloured ink pad, so you've got all the multicolours on there to begin with.
Because autumn and winter are much more colourful times of year than we give it credit for.
Yeah,
You know?
there's so much colour out there.
Let me just show the actual stamps again, because you know how you were saying the main image and the elements and everything. So you've got the main image here with your wonderful bird, and then the elements dotted around it with your second bird there. But you know what? Cut out the main image as well. Once you've stamped it, you can cut it out
and then
use
you've got it in silhouette as well, so it's more like a lino print, the other one. That's the one I'm using this afternoon, whereas I used the open one this morning.
Yeah, we know exactly what you mean by the lino print. Where
It looks like a lino print. It's really, really good.
60% of the stock is gone here. You've also got a freedom price, $13.49 including your postage to get them today, or $14.99 plus delivery if you're not with Freedom. 698,985. 60% of the stock gone, so go for it as early as you can. And then a winter's day now for this next. It's a DL set now, isn't it, Jenny? That we've got here. Very, very good price on these. I mean, to have the artwork in your hand for $10.99 is amazing. Talk us through some of the imagery you can see.
Well, the idea of this was, it wasn't just for Christmas, although we put some snowflakes in there. You can use it for sort of autumn, winter, and so on. But I've used it, the way I've used it is to do quick and easy cards. I started one right in the last 5 minutes of the last show, and it'll take me a couple of minutes to finish it in this show. But basically it's one you can make your own. You can do really simple things with it very quickly if you're short of time, which we all are at this time of the year, or you can embellish it and really make each one individual.
Yeah, so one of those usable stamp sets, so keep it simple or really dress it up and work it.
Yeah, so basically, you can do whatever with it. You can make it as complicated as you like.
Yeah, I mean, look at this set here with the robin. I mean, look at this next card as well. I'll save that one to show. I'm not ignoring it, by the way. I'll just show it last.
Yeah.
But look at this
and
now.
That actually has a matching bauble for the tree or a decoration for the house. Imagine getting that and getting the little jewel in, you know, the gem inside. So Elaine did that. Absolutely stunning.
Oh, Elaine, that is so nice. And then we, of course, see as well imagery coloured in slightly softer, more delicately. And again, it brings out a completely different effect. Or intensify the colours and go for that nighttime scene. Finish it off as well with your snow, and it looks fab. Really quickly, I'll just show you this as well. The way it slides open, it will reveal a real beauty on the inside. Slide out your lovely robin, and then on the inside we have the 3 main images from the set opening out in a pop-out card. Isn't that just a delightful gift and keepsake? A card with a literal twist. You can make so many nice things with these cards, with these stamps. $10.99 plus delivery will get you the full set that we're looking at there, and that's the Winter's Day set. 11 stamps in there for $10.99 plus delivery. It's a brilliant price when you think about the artwork that you've got. 578 to order. A couple of little pictures to show you before we go back and finish off the card that Jenny started at 8 o'clock. The puffin set of 2. Now these are on your mount already. They're on the easy mount, and they're in the grey rubber. So they're already mounted. They're already cut out, ready to go for you as well. So they're beautifully made. 379415. And being grey rubber, as opposed to the clear stamps we just looked at, you can use them in very, very hot media and things like that too. And then you've got your Sharon Bennett designed farmhouse DL set. This is also live on the show, so we can show it to you live as well as, but just very quickly now for speed, it's 856-838, 10.99 plus delivery. If you want to grab hold of that now, we'll show it to you properly later as well. So Jenny, yeah, go for it. What are you up to?
Okay, well, you saw some of the beautiful images there. I did it in a different way, and what I did was very fast and easy cards. So these are the three elements that are in that set, and all I've done is I've done them as toppers, so you can easily do 3 in an hour if you pre-cut your card first.
There's the proof of what you said.
So yeah. And this one I started this morning, so I did pre-cut all my cards. So I've got circles and different shapes. So this is as far as I got. I stamped my robin, and I'm just finishing off my colouring. And don't do everything solid. This is a scarlet red I'm using here, but you don't want to do everything just solid colour. So put your colour on, and then with a lighter pen or a wet paintbrush, just pour the colour down. The same if you're, it's quite subtle, so you may not see it. Well, you know, I think that's actually showing quite well on the screen there. So you can see the variation of colour, and it's a nicer way to work. The same with your leaves. Don't do everything just one colour. Do one colour and pull the colour out so that you've got that graduation, and you'll get a much nicer finish to your card. So I'm just going to take some of the colour off there, and I'm trying to do it quite quickly, but you can see what I mean.
So lovely.
But it is they're fast cards to do, and then you can still make them individual by adding a bit of die cutting, glitter on some, put them together onto coloured paper, all sorts. But this is a great one to do with the children. Challenge there.
Yeah, a bit of a challenge. Well, we've had an email as well, Jenny. And this is a story from Spencer. Thank you so much for getting in touch. When her daughter was little, she stubbed her big toe. Oh no! And didn't want to know what to call it, so she said, "I've hurt my thumb toe." That's clever, isn't it? That's how kids see. We were saying earlier, like, because we've got Flingo the flamingo. And we were asking you for little stories. That's a brilliant story. Thank you, Spencer. That's brilliant.
Matt and I were swapping stories about things children say, weren't we?
Yeah.
You need to write that one down, though, because you'll forget it in future years. Then you can embarrass them when they're grown up, like I do with mine. All right, so I put a little bit of grey on there. Now, just to make this a bit different, I've got chunky white.
Yeah, okay,
chunky white.
Okay.
There we are. So I'm just putting a bit of chunky white on, but I've taken a fraction of a pinch. You want very little. You can always add more. You can't take it away. I don't actually want any on my robin.
For a snow flurry.
Moving it off. Yes, we want a snow flurry, not a blizzard.
Yeah.
So I'm going to heat it from underneath. You may not be able to see terribly well with this.
But if
I can angle it a little bit, but if I angle it too much, it'll all fall off. Because it's chunky, the Versamark or pigment ink, which you would normally use, won't hold it. So you have to heat it from underneath. And I actually find it easier. I'm standing up today anyway, but I actually find it easier to stand up. I have more control over where it's heating. The more you heat it, the more it will splat. So it depends whether you want, very chunky
okay, so it's going to flatten out. So we want it to be quite...
Yeah, so I tend to just heat it, but I'll show you from on... It's all holding now, I think. So I'll show you from the front now, if we can get that onto the screen or not.
Yeah, so it's nicely raised, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
so let's see, which way do I need to do it? Right, so if I heat it, you'll see it'll start to flatten a little bit more. But that gives you that beautiful you know, beautiful bumpy image, which is quite good. Last but not least, because I will get on to the other things, just using a quickie glue, and the quickie glue goes on blue, but it will dry clear, so you can literally draw with it, have a little bit of frost on your leaves.
Have a look on the website.
Put it onto the berries.
You have quickie glue, hochanda.com for that.
And this, it goes on blue, so it actually looks better after a couple of minutes when the blueness goes off. It goes on blue so you can see where it is, because you'll forget.
Yeah.
But then it dries clear, so you get that beautiful effect. And then once this is done, we can either put it onto a card like so.
Look at that. I won't squash the snow.
No, it's okay. You're fine. Nothing will squash.
There we go.
Or you can put it onto a card like this.
Yeah, just hold on there for a minute, Jenny, because we can see such a difference between... No, both of them, actually. That's really cool. Yeah. Because you've got your craft card there, really taking sort of centre stage on the frame, and then your embossed image on the white card here.
Yes, this is the Creative Expression Snow embossing folder. Yeah. The wordings in the set, so you've got different wordings. They're individual stamps, so you can make up season's greetings, winter wishes, Christmas wishes, so on. The snowflakes are in there, and they've just been stamped onto the craft card with Versamark, which leaves like a watermark on your card.
And there's nothing over it, and once it's dry, it's not sticky still or anything.
You could actually put mica on while it's still wet, and you'd get a shimmer. But I quite like the effect of just the watermark.
Yeah. Or even clear embossing powder if you wanted to. But yeah.
You know, that's what we're talking, that you can do very fast cards quite quickly.
But don't forget, you can put loads and loads and loads more time and effort into one card if you want with that set. When we go back and recap it, well, I'll show you some of the other work. But this is it's a good point to make, though, for really beautifully homemade cards that look like they took longer, but actually, took about 20 minutes.
Yes, that's it.
You know, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one. All right, Jenny. Well, look, shall I give you a couple of minutes to get ready, or not too long? You don't need.
No, I don't need too long. No, I'm almost ready to go. I just tidy up this little bit.
Okay. Well, Winter's Day we've just been using there. You've got 3 main images on there. You've got your beautiful bird that you can colour up and make it into a robin redbreast if you wish, and then those other word sentiments that Jenny was just talking about: winter, seasons, wishes, Christmas, and greetings. Mix and match, and then no space is wasted because you've got your extra snowflakes in there too. That beautiful deer down at the bottom. I mean, look at the robin just making its way to the deer, and the deer's thinking, oh, hello. So, yeah, really nice imagery there. 557-578 to order. It's a lovely set for £10.99 plus delivery. The Press to Impress is really nice. It's a great piece of kit, this. It's also on a special price, £20.99 plus delivery. We don't reckon we've got enough to go round. So, and it's a good number that we've got, but I don't think it's enough to go round today, because I know how many people want one of these. 504039. It's a really easy, fuss-free way of stamping. It's so easy to use, and also you can build up your images using it. You can multiple stamp. £20.99 plus delivery to order. One more picture to show you, just as Jenny's ready now, so we'll be back in a mo. Nature's Song. This is the set that we were just looking at the beginning of the show. We said 60% had gone at the beginning of the show. Goodness knows what it is now. It's £14.99 plus delivery to order. It's £698,985, and we're using it right now. So, Jenny, Nature's Song.
So this time I thought I'd use just the elements and show you how to make up a scene. It works beautifully with a circle, or... when I first got the idea, I was going around the house finding mugs and saucers and things the right size, but then I decided it was actually easier to cut out something on your die machine and use it as a template.
Well, then there is the set itself. I just try and keep the acetate up sort of straight so that you can see the imagery. But the main image on the top left, and then you've got all the extra leaves and elements dotted around. That's what Jenny means when we're talking about the separate elements. And then you've got that more like a silhouetted, still detailed, but more silhouetted bird on the bottom right that you've used here. OK, lovely stuff. So that's the set that we're using, Nature's Song.
Right. one moment. I'm just going to stick my head under the table.
Okay, no worries. This is the press
There we
to
are.
impress as
I've
well.
left my smoothie down there.
Oh, no, don't do that. You're right.
Right, okay. So I'm going to start with the background. And all I'm doing is... I did this on the first show.
Just before you... Quite giftable, isn't it, as well? It's in a nice box.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, and
Yeah.
actually, when you open it, yeah.
Well,
it's
sorry, I'm
sealed.
getting a bit excited about this. Because we know it's on a good
because-
offer today.
Yeah, well, it wasn't on the morning show.
No.
And we managed
You
to get
managed
some.
to sort of wangle it and sort of
they
do it.
are out of stock now until January, so what we've got on
Get
the
it.
show is
No.
it. So when it comes,
Don't
it's
spoil the packaging.
beautifully
Yeah.
padded
Yeah.
and protected. It even comes in its own little bag, and I do put them back in the bag, so I use them in the workshops. And you've got your magnets, and
Your foam pad.
You've got
so
your foam pad.
unmounted and mounted stamps.
yeah, if you're using your clear stamps, you leave the foam in. But if you're using the rubber stamps, like the puffins,
Yeah.
then you take the foam out and just put it back in afterwards because they're
'Cause they're
different
thicker.
depth. The only thing is you can't use the two together. You use all clear stamps or all foam stamps.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're really, really good. Okay, so I'll just plonk that to one side.
Yeah, leave it here for me to sort out, Jenny. That's fine. Don't forget the
And
magnets.
when you lose your magnets, they'll
Yeah.
be stuck to your scissors or they'll be stuck to your metal ruler.
No, you will they? So look there.
Yeah, and what I do with mine, sort of going aside here, what I do with mine, because the magnets will attract together like so,
Yeah.
I put stencil tape round
So
mine
you've
or
got
washi
those-
tape,
those to
and
give
then
them a
that
bit of a
way,
tab.
when they stick together, you can pull them apart
Yeah.
easily. I'm sure I'm not the only one that sat there for 10 minutes trying to get them apart because they are quite strong
Thank you, Ed.
magnets.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Right, okay,
that's
so
good.
what I'm doing, I'm just starting with my paper. I'm starting with wild honey on a sponge, and I'm just lightly colouring my card. And once you've done this, put it aside to one. You put it to one side for about 15 minutes because. Believe it or not, distressing it looks like it's dry, but it takes a long time to dry. And if you try and do what I'm going to do on it straight away, you'll get speckles everywhere because I'm going to emboss.
Okay.
If I tried to emboss on it now, I'd get speckles all over the place.
Right.
Okay,
So you'll leave that? Have you
Yes, I'm
got one
putting
there?
that to one
Yeah.
side, and here's the one that I did earlier. I've cut out a shape. The shape is up to you. As I say, you can use a circle or an oval, whatever you fancy. I'm using an oval at the moment. And I'm putting this one slightly nearer the top than the bottom because I'm having my bird out of the frame and that's quite large. So I'm just doing it by eye. And this is my guideline to show me where I'm going to stamp.
I like how you said you were searching the house for
Actually,
things that you could
yeah,
stencil
the
around.
right size. And then I
Yeah.
thought, actually, I'm going to do it firmer
Yeah.
so you can see it there, because I can see that you can't. Did it so lightly.
You know there are
but
pub
you
landlords
couldn't.
saying those, so that's the
you
perfect
couldn't see it
being
on the screen. Now
There we
you
go,
can
we can see it now, we can
Okay.
see it now.
So I wouldn't normally do it that lightly because obviously you've got to rub it out afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start now with my bird, and I'm going to find. I've got hologram glitter, this hologram embossing powder, which is like a clear powder but with a sparkle in it, so it'll just give me a really nice image. And why don't we use our stamping press since we've got it? So I'm just opening up, putting this into place.
I tell you what, Jenny, don't use yours. I'll get mine out. No, please. I'm just kidding. Got you there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Got you there. Yeah.
Right, so
Don't worry, it's all right.
I've got it. I've got my frame there, and I can position this exactly where I want it. What I want to do is I want the tail to actually be on the frame line. So I'm putting my magnets in place.
We've only just shown you that press to impress, but already 10% of the stock's gone, so we'll
Yeah, it
definitely
won't
go for it as
last
soon as
the
you can.
show.
Yeah,
That's why I hadn't planned to use it this afternoon because I knew it'd sell out this morning, but it
yeah,
didn't
but it
come
wasn't
on.
on this
So
morning, so now it is.
okay, so I've got that into place. I'm lifting it up, finding my black ink pad. There we go. Just stamping. I taught my 4-year-old grandson to use one of these last week, and when his mum came in, he showed her how to use it, and then I wasn't allowed to take it home, so they've kept it.
That's it. They've
So
got it now.
he'll be doing his Christmas cards.
So sweet to know that. 'Cause we've
The
had lovely
only
stories
thing
about
is
it.
that's not a good ink pad for a child because it flips back on itself. So
the
he
lid.
wasn't managing that so well. So different ink pad. Right. I'm just stamping in place now. I'm deliberately not going to stamp it properly because then I can show you
Yeah,
what
this
happened.
double
I
stamping.
stamped it properly.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's done a great job.
That was accidental.
But if you wanted to strengthen it a bit, for example, on the right foot.
If it didn't come out properly, all you do is find your ink pad again. I've put it in the wrong place, and just go back in. There's a little bit there that hasn't come out.
Especially on a very detailed stamp, you want to know.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I used it on the first card this morning, because that very large bird on the frame, it's so big and detailed. I haven't got an acrylic block that large anyway. So you just go back into place until you're happy with it. There we are. Now I'm happy with it.
And you can do that with different colours sometimes, if you only ink part of the
So-
stamp. It's a lovely, lovely thing to have on these.
So I'm taking that to one side now, and I'm just putting my hologram embossing powder over the top, sharp tap to get rid of the excess. Have to suffer for my art. Takeaways.
Oh, takeaway. Oh, that's not suffering though, is it, really?
Yeah. Don't whatever you do with hologram embossing powder or your Prisma glitter, put it over your card onto paper, because you'll lose a lot of the powder onto the paper, so always use it from a pot. With this, I'm heating. This is hologram. If you just heat it, you'll get the colour showing through black. If you overheat it a little bit, you probably won't be able to see it on here. But if you overheat it, you actually get more colours in it, so it doesn't really matter. Can you see it's going green and yellow? So if you overheat it, it actually looks pretty anyway, because you get... Have a go.
Yeah, just try it out and see.
Buy
That's
some, have
really
a go,
colourful.
and you'll like either way. Right, let's put my wording in next before I do anything else, and I'll just use the hologram on that, and then the rest is just for colouring. Anything with a glitter in the embossing powder will heat in a fraction of the time. So if you're using a clear powder, it will take so long, but if you use a hologram, it'll take literally half the time. It heats very quickly. Sharp tap, you don't want speckles everywhere. And again, just get into one spot. As soon as you see it melt, move on.
Just while you're heating there, Jenny, we've had another email from Lee. We've been asking about silly things, funny things that kids say. And Lee says that her nephew, when he was younger, he liked to eat oranges, but called them boranges, I think I've got that. But then when there was a full moon, he'd call it a borange boon. Isn't that funny, the things they say? An orange moon or a full moon? Love it, Lee. Thank you very much for sending that message in. Everyone's got a different story, haven't they? But kids, they'll never fail to amaze you with the things that go through their minds. Love it. The reason why we said it is because the lovely flamingo set of stamps are named Flingo the Flamingo, after a little story about its... the story is, it's Sharon's...
Not Sharon's, Janie's.
Not Sharon's, Janie's, sorry. Sharon's designed the other set. Janie's, was it Janie's nephew or niece? Niece.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the story wrong. Don't ask me to tell you a joke, because you know in the punchlines, oh no, it was better when it was better when Michael McIntyre told it. So yeah, when Janie's niece said, called a flamingo a flingo, that's what started the whole conversation.
Right. What I'm doing is...
thanks for that, yeah.
I'm using the oval pencil mark as a light guide, and I'm just stamping round until I'm happy with the images. Actually, let's carry on that way. You could just use the leaves all the way round and cut out some poinsettias and then just decoupage those over certain areas. That's an easier way of doing it. But why do it easy when you can make it more complicated? Right, okay, so there, I'm just using my poinsettia. And a bit heavy on that
that's
one.
Nice to know. A lot of people have got this stamp set now. That's Nature's Song. Over 70% of the stock gone now on Nature's Song. We're only using the elements as well. You've got this main image there. If you wish, once you've stamped that, you can still fussy cut around the edges, I suppose, but that's the main image. We're only using the elements, and also this little bird down here. Plus, you've got that wonderful little piece of verse. Nature never did betray the heart that loved her. Those are the words of Wordsworth, just there. So, $13.49, including your delivery if you're with Freedom. Lovely set. Over 70% of the stock gone. Well done if you're part of that. Thank you as well.
Right, what I've done, I've stamped a few poinsettias. I've cut them out, and then I'm just going to put them to even up any area I don't like. I stamped that one a little heavy, so I could actually put one over the top. Some of them I've cut the leaves off to simplify it. One or two of them I've left the leaves on.
It's nice with
and
all without,
I often work like this. I have bags of leaves and so on, because if ever you do something and it needs evening up or needs something else on, you just go with it. Now, normally I'd rub the pencil line out. In fact, if I swap over, I can rub the pencil line out. Because this one isn't dry yet, so but rub your pencil line out before you do anything else.
And it only needed to be very delicate, that pencil line, didn't it? Yeah.
And before I go any further, I'm just going to do what I did on the morning show, but with a different stamp, and that is just ink with the wild honey, which is the one I've coloured with, and then just use the second image onto the card.
Is that the same distress ink you use for the background?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought I'd do it the same, because then it sort of reminds you of the idea. But take the first image off if you want a subtle look. If you use the first image and not the second one, it will be a lot stronger. You can see I used the first image there. And it is only a pattern, so, you know, don't stress about it. You can even go over what you've already done and get third images as well. So there I've just got a very subtle, well, it's not subtle because I did it a bit stronger than I would normally, so that it shows up. But you can do quite a nice subtle background, which enhances,
it's really lovely,
but doesn't distract from the picture.
Yeah, again using one of the elements from this set, so you can match it up. You could have even used one of the exact same stamps from that wreath design, the frame, to tie it in even more. But it's nice to get the variation, isn't it? So,
yeah. This will take a little while, the colouring in, so I won't colour everything in, but all I'm doing is, this is the bit I enjoy anyway, so I would never rush this normally, but it's not that complicated. It doesn't take very long to colour in. But don't do things just one colour. Graduate. Go from dark to light, or use a couple of greens just to give you a natural look on the card.
Use your pencils, use your watercolours.
The pencil's the same though. Actually, let's find a stronger red if I can quickly.
Oh, we've had another email from Sue this time. Sue says that when her son was younger, he couldn't say the word crocodile, so he used to say cockle diver instead of crocodile. Crocodile. You probably do get cockle divers, don't you, as well? That
sounds more
it sounds harder to say, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Crocodile. We're talking about the funny things children say or make up because of this first stamp set. It was Janie's niece, wasn't it?
Yes,
who said flingo instead of flamingo. So thank you so much for sending that email in, Caroline. It's lovely to hear from you. And thank you for taking the trouble to send in.
And remember them, write them down so you can embarrass your children when they're older.
Yeah, everything's written down, ready.
Right, so there again, I've just used the dark red and pulled it in a little bit so that you've got a softer look. I'm going to go over to one that's that's nearly finished here. On this, you can just be careful, but you can colour quite easily over your hologram embossing powder, and just do it in the same way as the rest of the card. Dark and light areas, so blend it out with a lighter colour to give you your shading. So here's one that's almost finished, because I want to do some other cards, so you get the idea. This was slightly different. I used different elements, which proves the point. You can do exactly what you want on the card.
Yeah, I just printed one before. There you go.
Yeah, so you can also, if you have any gaps, you could make a feature of it. So on this one, what I've done dots round. So if you want to just... There aren't many gaps on this one, but if you wanted to just join it up, and if you've got any area that you think, well, that really isn't right, then just add elements. I'll bring that back over to this side, because I keep going there for it. And it's
so again, you can really trust yourself. If it's just a little dot, you're not having to actually draw in on
you can see, you can sort of add elements wherever you want to. And that will work quite well. The same with the poinsettias. Basically, what you're doing is you're balancing it, so you just mess around, and this is the fiddly bit. It takes me 10 minutes to do the card, and then half an hour to think, do I want it there? Do I want it here? And so on. You can see, you can make up your picture.
That's what's there. I thought, yeah, we like that.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want to. And I was using a cocktail stick this morning for my glitter. I put the glitter away, not a Scooby-Doo where it is, so we won't worry about that now. But if you squirt a little bit of Stickles and pick it up with a cocktail stick, you can put it into the centre of your... There's one that's done. You can put it into the centre of your flower, which adds another element. But you can be precise, so if you want to pinprick your glitter, you can. But I use cocktail sticks for all sorts. So what I do normally is just squirt a bit onto... OK, well, the cocktail stick comes in handy again.
Well, yeah, double job, isn't it?
Yeah, it will pull out that top bit. Right, here it's coming.
You don't need much anyway, it's just a dab.
It's only a small bits. But it's quite a clean way. I'm sure you've all done it. You put the silicone glue straight onto the card, and it's squeezed out the edge. So... put it on here and apply it with a cocktail stick, and I'm just using a ball tool just to round my flower up.
Julie's grandson used to say pick instead of a picnic when they were going out to pick. Love it, love all these stories. The first set of stamps here, Flingo the Flamingo, named Flingo by Janie Burnett's Burnett Bleach's niece on a trip to the zoo. Flingos instead of flamingos, that's what started this conversation. Thank you also for messaging in, it's brilliant. And just smile to our faces today, Ginny. These little stories.
Right, so I'm just putting the silicone onto the back. Put it where you want it. Whoop. There we are. And each one will be individual. There we go.
Oh, that looks good. It works on the craft card, actually, with that colour that you've used there on the frame.
Yeah. It would work nicely with blue
anything,
you know, any colour at all.
Yeah, bright
That's
white
why I like doing workshops. I give them an idea, and then they'll do their own thing, because people on my workshops, a lot of them have been coming for many years.
Yeah.
So they do what they're supposed to do, which is just use the idea as the starting point. That's it. You make it your own when you... It's sometimes easy to copy one first of all.
Yeah.
And once you've done that, you start getting your own idea. ideas.
Yeah.
We're just the starting point.
Yeah, this is it. This is the starting point. See even what the design team have done, and then it's with your. Well, you've already got a few ideas, haven't you? You wouldn't design a stamp set today without knowing. You know what you'd have a few ideas in your head, or you'd see one of the teams, or one of yours here, Jenny, would think that's the first one we'll do. You know,
yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to be back with Jenny in just a moment with another demonstration. But have a look at the website. It's hochanda.com, standing for Home of Crafts, Hobbies and Arts. Hochanda. There's freedom prices on things that have a blue banner on them. We've got grey rubber stamps as well as clear stamps. There's also the Press to Impress. Half the stock gone. We knew there might not be enough for the show. £4 off, making it $20.99. And you know what Press to Impress means, does it? It means iron your shirt before a first date. That's what that also means. I keep telling Charlie that. So we've got the grey stamps, we've got the clear stamps, and the Press to Impress with half the stock gone. I need to tell myself it. I'm a state. So you've got the puffins. They are the grey rubbers, and they're on mounted already, and also ready to go on grey rubber. We've got very, very high quality clear stamps on today's show, but with the grey rubber you've definitely got the option of working with your embossing powders, your heated chunkier embossing crystals for stamping into them, because they've been created at high temperature in the first place with vulcanised grey rubber. You've got the mounting on them already, and they've been cut out ready to go. I'll just move that out of the way. But yeah, you've got the idea of the sort of artwork on the front of the packaging, no problem on what to do, but that is just the first step, just the sort of the inspiration, I guess. Lovely that we've got the actual stamps themselves, because it shows you just how much bigger they are than the packaging. So yeah, you get both of them for $10.99 plus delivery. We've got some stunning examples to show you here, and your item number is up at the top left, as ever. And just looking here, it's one of these that just pops out for you so that you can see. And these are hand-coloured as well. This is made using the pencils. This is wonderful, wonderful work by Sally, creating that stunning imagery there. What a piece of work! You know, what something there to hold on to, a bit of home decor. Have a look at this with the fishing net just behind. Isn't that fab? Look at that go. Just, and you know, obviously time and energy spent on it, but, you know, if you did want to keep the imagery, you know, quite simple as a simple clean topper, you can do. That in a frame would be so giftable. And then here, Elaine, there's no name on that one, it might be Jenny's, but this next one's from Elaine, showing those rocks there, that finish with the rocks. And you might be thinking, well, where did that come from? Well, we remember seeing that on the stamps. We've got the line art there on the stamp already. All you need to do is play with it and continue with it to use that as inspiration to build in. Maybe using another one of your stamps in your collection if it's perspectives, right? Or maybe just, if you trust yourself, just draw it in, you know. Mentioning about using it in a box frame, check this out for both images together. The large puffin in the foreground, and then the smaller puffins in the background. And then just here you can see the same idea, but on a card there too. That's how they'll come packaged to you as well. So they come in here like so. You've got your grey rubber there, just inside, and then just behind, and you've got that bigger puffin in the packet. Make them into a tag. By all means, do what you want with your designs once you've got them. I'm sure you've got a few ideas already bubbling away, eh? So 379415 is your item number to order now, and they're $10.99 plus delivery to get both of them. Next, we've got the vintage flowers to mention, and again, this is by Sharon Bennett. One of the designers that works very closely with Jenny, actually, at Hobby Art. We love Sharon's designs. But Sharon's designs are just the line art to get us going. The real designs come when you or the design team get a real hand on these. No space unturned or unused here, with just a note there written in. And then the other one says, "From me to you." I know it's quite hard to read it from there, but it says, "From me to you." The imagery here with your vintage flowers, look how well they colour. Because you've got that plain line art, this is one of the first things I learned about stamping a couple of years back, was, you know, yes, you've got a little bit of the line work here for the shading, but the majority of it left open for us to then colour up ourselves. It's much easier to see on this next one because there's lighter shading on it. But look at how well that's working on a watermark behind as well on the background. And then talking of watermarks, you've got that on the craft card here too. Working with your glitters, frosting it over, matching it up with your papers from your paper pads, going with a bit of decoupage maybe on watercolour card. Going back here with just a note, making a nice corner embellishment there, like so. But how different are these 3 cards just here? How different are those 3? 855142 is your item number to order right now. 855142, and it's just £10.99 plus delivery to order now. Next, really quickly, because Sharon's ready now for our next demonstration, so I'll be really quickly here. This is the farmhouse. It's a DL or double length set. I did promise you I'd show you these, so I will do it really quickly. You get 12 sets from Sharon Bennett, and you must see some of the inspiration that the design team have brought with them today. What a Christmas card! You know, once you've discovered crafting and card making, you just would never buy a pack of cards ever again, would you? It just ain't gonna happen, is it? But the fox is so, oh, look at that, it's just slinking into shot there, the fox. And then you've got the bright whites there with the sort of wintry theme, little bit of warmth with the sepias here in this design, but a smaller card or a larger, you know, work it how you will when you're making your toppers. Introduce a little bit of colour, despite it being more of a Christmassy sort of set here. Definitely go for it with the colour. Add loads of snow with your main image of the farmhouse, or build a whole scene there with your DL set. £10.99 plus delivery to order, and it's 856838. Do order now. Don't let it go, will you? It's a great price at £10.99 plus delivery to order them. Just one other thing to mention. This quick picture here, it's of Nature's Song with the image of the big bird on the top left, and then you've got all the extra elements that go with it. This set's really, really popular today because we've seen it a lot. We've had a good old chance to get a handle on it, get loads of inspiration on it. And we've used it on our last demonstration. 698985 is your item number. 80% is gone on the stock, so order early. £13.49 including your postage to order now. It's on Freedom with that reduction if you are a member of Freedom, of course. So Jenny, yeah, sorry about that. I saw that you were ready when I was on that last set.
Oh no, it's all right. No, it's nice to see the samples.
I made the promise, and a lot of people have come through and placed an order when we were looking at those cards as well. So it gave you a good chance to see it.
Yes, that's it. I've seen it as such lovely sets. They're so versatile. I love working with them.
Yeah, you said it.
So we've got a Think Pink card.
Yeah.
Flamingo. Bright and beautiful. So I'm going to use my press again, since we still, you know, haven't been told that we sold out. So
just about, it's heading there. It's heading there. I think it's about 3/4 of the stock is gone at the moment on the lovely Press to Impress.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just putting my flamingo in place onto my card, and I'm going to do my wording at the same time. That's the thing. You can
do that with your Press to Impress.
Brilliant for invitations or batch stamping. The stamping is the bit that you've got to do. It's lovely when you're building scenes and what have you, but if you're stamping the same card lots of times, this makes it quick and easy, and then you can sit down and do your colouring, which is the bit that I enjoy. I'm just putting my magnets into place, and I'm just going to press that down. The thing you might find, the first time that you use them, they can be a bit sticky.
Oh yeah, so you.
But as soon as you've inked it, then it's fine. But
so ink and stamp them, and then use them.
If you do that, that's a new stamp.
You can hear that.
You can just hear the as it goes up.
Stickiness.
But the magnets to keep it in place anyway. So I'm using grey this time instead of black, because I want a softer image. And I'm just going down. This is the sort of stamp that it's absolutely fantastic for. Every little detail will come out. came out anyway. It hasn't there, but that's it. I could go back in, and actually, now I've said that, the beak isn't very dark, so we just go back into that bit. I won't bother about the think pink because I'm going to put another colour over the top in a minute.
That's the other thing you do with these.
See, normally you'd see me with my pen just filling it in, but there you can just carry on until you're happy with it. Right, now what I'm going to do is take this out, and then with the think pink I'm going to stamp over the top. I don't mind if it doesn't all come out, because what I want is like a shadow. I could even move the card very slightly if I wanted to.
The other thing is you've got ink there on your
but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter with this. Look.
Yeah, it's not going to affect it.
It doesn't matter at all. That's why it was fantastic with my. That's why it was fantastic with my 4-year-old.
It doesn't matter because it's not going to come into contact. It might touch your washi tape, but it's not going to come into contact with your project. So if you over-ink your stamp, there you go.
There you go. So that doesn't matter.
Oh, how many traditional stampers just took a sharp intake of breath there and thought...
But I am a traditional stamper.
Well, you are, yeah.
It's not really going. It is really going to upset me, so I will wipe it off.
But if that was on your acrylic block and you rocked it, then that would be on your project.
Yeah, that is one of the things. And with children, and isn't it nice to be able to teach children from the word go that. To give them perfect work to begin with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they get put off if it goes wrong and they get.
Talking of kids, we've been talking about Flingo, the flamingo here, after the story at the zoo with the lovely Janie Burnett Bleach, who designed the stamps. And we've been saying, what have your kids and grandkids or friends of the family been coming up with? And we had a brilliant email from Kathy. You know, you said about writing these down. Kathy did just that. So she wrote down all the words that her son used, because they use little different versions, don't they? And she gave him them in an album for his 21st, and now they share those words with his kids. So it's the other thing we were saying. It goes down through the family, doesn't it? So funny things that you say. It's a lovely story, that, Kathy. But he used to think that toilet rolls were recycled from used toilet roll. Oh no, no. That's all brand new. That is. Yeah. Well, it's been through a process, you know.
I like my idea as well, that you can embarrass your children when they grow older. It's part of the job description of being a parent.
Well, I think it gets them back for all those early mornings.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm just waiting till my grandson does all the things that his dad did, and I can just stand there and say, no.
Yeah.
Right, I've changed my game here because guess what I did? Because I hadn't intended to use the press, I hadn't coloured the background. So that would bleed if I put water on it, which is what I did on that one. On this one, what I did, I made the background wet and then I just put Mermaid, Lagoon, Distress Ink on a tile and coloured the background. This time I've done it with the same colour Distress Ink but with a smoothie so that I haven't disturbed the wording.
OK, all right. So there's always a way round.
There's always a way round. OK. That's it. So, you know, just be aware of that. I didn't think far enough ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Right, this is pink lipstick, which is a lovely
one of the oxides.
Pink. Yes, this is an oxide. And I will be using the oxides in a minute on the background. Let me just.
In fact, I'm holding next to a classic Distress Ink there. So these are the classic Distresses, and the oxides they are very different, actually. Very, very different.
They do the same, but then they also do lots more. You know, they're very, very versatile. This is quite a large brush. Where's the smaller one? Well, this will be fine. Right. So what I'm doing, I've watered down the Distress Ink, and I'm just putting the colour over to get the area coloured, and then you can enjoy colouring it in. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So just get it coloured. I go quiet when I colour. I sort of go into my own world, so if I'm quiet for a minute, it's just... Right, OK, it doesn't matter if I don't colour every bit, because it's just to give me a base to work with, because then I don't have to, I haven't got to colour everything now because I've got a base colour down. So I'm going to rinse most of that off. I want it very, very light now, just to give me a very soft colouring on the beak. Piece of kitchen towel, so you can make it lighter still if you want to, so you can get it as light as you want to. Now I really do need a slightly smaller brush. This is a little bit. This is a little bit overkill. Something in between. This is probably too small, but right. Okay. So now I'm using the Distress Oxide, and I'm painting with them, but I'm using it as much stronger. So what I'm doing is I'm not colouring it all. I'm just colouring some feathers, but I'm doing it with the same colour. So, but it's giving me my shading by building it up. Obviously, we haven't got too much time. How long have we got?
Oh yeah, about 4 minutes, Jenny.
Oh right, okay. Well then, I really have got to get a move on.
Is this your final show today? This isn't it?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is stop here, but you get the idea. You can see already how that's building up.
Yes, yes, we see that painting.
I'll start the background. If need be, I'll just talk you quickly through the background instead. Okay. But what I do is I put Distress inks onto my background. The Distress Oxides, I mean, onto the background. So here I've got my broken china, I've got fossilised amber, and I've got peeled paint. But these will build up. So if we spritz, and you can do this actually onto watercolour card or ordinary card. You don't do it as fast as I'm going to do it here, but you pick up the colour like so, and so that you've got a base coloured card. Dry this off.
Never the same.
And then clean this off, put fresh colours on there, but the colour will build one on top of the other.
I see what you've done here. Looking at the dry one, you've added one or two more.
That was my base, but then once that's dry, but it must be dry, otherwise it'll muddy. If you allow the first layer to dry and then do a second layer, it'll stay on top, so you can see the colour on top. And then what I've done...
just 3 colours at a time. Would you say any more than that? And it
a couple goes, well, as many as you like.
Okay,
but it will build up. And then what I've done, I've stamped the... I don't know what flowers they are, but they look a little bit like hibiscus. I've stamped the flowers and the leaves over the top in the same colours of Distress Oxide to make quite a random pattern, but it's a very vibrant card. It can be as live and as bright and as colourful as you wish. So, you know, if you like subtle colours, go for it. If you like bright and bold, again, just go for it.
Hence why all of the samples are different vibe, you know, depending on what the colourways have been. Lovely sets today, so sit back. Now, Jenny had a show at 8 o'clock this morning, so you can watch that on Rewind, which is our catch-up service on Hochanda.com, 8 a.m. this morning. Also, great email just coming in late doors instead of Chimney Chimberley. Thank you very much for sending that in. Who was that who sent that in? Sorry, Donna, thank you very much for sending that in, Donna. Also, the Press to Impress, we must mention this because it was limited stock, but it's just gone. It's just sold out, the Press to Impress here. 504039. If it's in your shopping basket on the web, check it out as soon as you can, because all the stock is allocated. If you've already bought it on the phone and you've hung up and everything, don't worry, don't panic, you've got it. But if it's in your basket on the web, get it. Now, they've all been a lovely stamp sets today, but Nature's Song has been the most popular, your favourite in this hour. Congratulations if you've got it. It's $14.99 plus delivery to get it today. It's 698985. Your item number's just up there in the usual place. Also, also Winter's Day, we'll bring that up at the bottom of the screen for you, because again, it's a lovely imagery on there, Winter's Day. Oh yeah, don't forget the freedom price on the Nature's Song too. I nearly forgot to mention that. $13.49 including your delivery. And down below, a Winter's Day, that's a DL longer stamp set. That's 557578 to order. Jenny, your final show of the day, so we wish you a safe journey home.
Thank you.
And do we know when we're going to be seeing you again?
You're not seeing me now till January. I'm having a little bit of time off for work on new stuff.
Well, a little bit, not much time. It's only a few weeks, I guess. 3 weeks today and it'll be Christmas Day. So we'll wish together, I'm sure you'll wish Jenny a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you in the new year, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Oh, it is Christmas. We've got the Christmas menus out. Linda Williams' book launch one-day special is a big one today. Craft Yourself Silly is also on in an hour's time. And the Best of the Diamond Professionals are on in 2 hours. Getting Groovy one-day special is also on Crafting Market Sky.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp Limited. We're well known in the industry for designing and manufacturing top quality, award-winning craft products. As with all craft projects, you need a good starting place, a great stamp, a top quality stencil, and in recent times we've developed the Groovy Parchment Art System so that your line art is perfect on parchment. Another exciting development to come from the marriage between Parchment and our stamp company is the fabulous designer papers and now the designer parchment. There is nothing like it. Each Groovy plate is precision etched, and by simply getting in the groove with a stylus, you can easily transfer great designs onto parchment. Groovy is a modular system. The plates complement each other and work beautifully together. They are packed with elements and allow you to build your own original artwork. Whether you're a novice or a traditional parcher, you will love these plates. And for me personally, having beautiful line art is what motivated me to want to learn traditional parchment skills. So why not get in the groove with us here on Hochanda?
Hi, I'm Fiona Clayton from Crafter's Companion. I've been crafting for about 7 years now, having rediscovered my love of a childhood hobby. I'm delighted that I can share with you all my hints, tips and ideas, and here at Hochanda we're going to make sure that you really enjoy your crafting as well. So join me, Fiona Clayton, here on Hochanda.
Hello and good afternoon and welcome back to Hochanda for the one-day special, which has been an absolutely immense launch. But I'm going to say something. I don't want you to go for the one-day special. I want you to go for the complete collection. And to be fair, most of you are, because in the complete collection, you are still getting all the wonderful savings. But of course, you can spread the cost on FlexiBuy. Now, you're getting the world launch of the handbook for multi-needle tools, which we're going to flick through in a second. You're also getting the multi-needle tool set, which have got 2 bonus tools just shy of £17 in it that you're not paying for. And you've got the 3 wonderful, beautiful Groovy plates, which are also another worldwide launch. Now, we don't often do 3 FlexiBuy payments, but we have for the complete collection, which is why most of you are going for it. Hello, Paul and Linda.
Hi, Alex.
Hello, hello. Linda, because I just wanted to ask you, can you tell us a bit about yourself and where the inspiration came from for the book.
Yes, I've been doing parchment craft now for about 20 years.
Yep.
And I've learned a lot of different techniques over the years and gone to several different teachers. And you gather a lot of information, and everybody does things differently. And I decided that it would be nice to put it all in a book, because there are lots of people across the country that can't get to teachers.
Yes.
And the needle tools are a mystery to many.
Yes.
And
Yes,
it's lovely to have it all down in a book, just to help people, you know, to learn how to use them.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Linda. I can't wait to have a look. I know you're going to get set for the first demonstration, so if you would like to go take a seat, we'll be with you in a second. So nice to meet Linda. Now, Paul, do you want to talk us around the book?
I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. I didn't see the book coming together. I only saw it when it arrived. And I took it out of the box and I was turning the pages and I'm thinking, wow, how can a needle do so many different things? And when you look at what Linda's done, is she's given you these beautiful samplers, and then you've got the pattern design, so it shows you where to emboss and where to perforate, and then you get the actual life-size pattern as well.
Oh, that's good.
So this is what you photocopy,
right?
And when we go through the demonstration, Linda explained exactly how it works. And then towards the end, you've then got some beautiful projects that Linda takes you through step by step. And I was looking through those and I'm thinking, I want to do this one, I want to do that one.
Yeah.
It really does. And to have this in my hands all the time, because obviously Linda isn't with us all the time.
Nope.
So to have something like this that you can refer to again and again and again, I know that my parching skills are going to improve.
That's right. And just look at all these projects. I mean, it's a thick book. You've got a lot here.
There is. So there's a lot in there. And this is volume 1.
Right. Yes, to be continued.
To be continued. It's already a work in progress. But the inspiration and the ideas will just blow you away.
Yeah.
And it's aimed for all parchers at all different levels, from starters, if you're just getting into it and you think, right, I'm loving the groovy system and now I want to go that little next step further. This is perfect.
I love it. So this is the one-day special itself. You've got a £5 saving, so it's £19.99. Your item number is 256900. But as I said, if you can, don't go for this, go for the complete collection. However, having said that, we are over 2/3 of the stock gone on the book itself individually.
Surprised.
Now, we've also got another collection for you. This will also make up the complete collection, but it's the multi-needle tool set, because obviously you need that to go with the book.
You do. I mean, that's what the book's been written around. So you've got a collection of 7 of the tools, the perforating tools, and then you're getting 2 bonus tools.
Right.
And if you didn't manage to watch the earlier show at 9 o'clock, you can watch it on Rewind, and Linda did some fantastic things with these 2 bonus tools.
Really?
That you think, really? How can you do that? It's absolutely amazing.
Look at this. And we've got some samples to show you as well. I mean, the samples are just out of this world.
Absolutely stunning. So that one is...
Oh, sorry, it's covering it up.
Upside Down. That one's by Gal Sidlam.
Oh, right, okay.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
But again, you've got all this intricacy and it's really achievable. It really is.
Look at this. And then we've got another beautiful
It's
one. Hang on, I
lovely.
think I'm holding this
So this one is
inside.
from Sylvia Marshall. So some of these, well, this one here has definitely been done by the other 3 plates that we've got.
Yes.
So if you're going for the bundle, you're going to get these 3 plates as well, which were designed by Linda as well.
Brilliant. I mean, just look at all this. All
Absolutely
the perforating,
stunning.
the white work. It's incredible.
Exactly. And to me, this is what parchment's all about. It's that white, beautiful, crisp line art, and then the beautiful lace work and the pattern. And the book tells you how you can do that.
Stunning. Oh, look, we're still going. Look at this. That's gorgeous.
This is lovely.
As well.
So this is another one from Sylvia.
Yeah.
Yep, Sylvia. But again, that's an Australian one, Alex.
Oh, I'm so sorry. sorry. There we go.
There we go. We've got those beautiful flowers there. And that's just taking one element from the plates we've got coming up as well.
Absolutely stunning. So again, let me just tell you, with the multi-needle tool set, you've got 7 tools and 2 of them are your bonus tools. It's the star and the wheel tool, and they are worth just shy of £17.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, it's a nice bonus for Christmas.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So this is £54.15 if you're going for this, or 2 flexi-buy payments of £27. They are in your complete collection, which is at the bottom of the screen as well. 777564 is your item number. Love that. Then next up, we've got the plates. So these wonderful plates, again, you can get them as the set of 3, but your best value is if you go for the complete collection,
Definitely,
of course.
yeah. So we've got 3 beautiful plates that have been designed by Linda. So again, if we look at, this is what they'll look like when they're
it's
an Australian one. So designed by Linda. So you've got the beautiful, this is the bumblebee one. But you see you've got a beautiful frame on there. You've got the flowers, you've got the little honey pot, the honeycomb.
Cute.
Absolutely beautiful. Then the next one is the dragonflies.
I'm holding this the wrong way again, sorry, there we are.
So again, but when you look at all the detail around the outside, and you can use these in conjunction with the tools.
Yes.
So...
And then last but not least...
This is lovely, the butterfly ones.
Oh,
absolutely
look.
Stunning.
Absolutely adorable, that's what they are. Sample, 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 sample.
And the great thing with the groovy plates, you can take all of the plate, how it's been designed, or you can just take the different elements out of them.
Yeah.
And
you
look
at this.
So this is good. So the one that was looking at the moment was Linda Page, and then this one is from Dee Paramore.
Wow, I mean, just look at this. It's exquisite, isn't it?
And then this is gorgeous, this one. This is one of my favourite ones. So this one's from Glynis. And what she's done, it's like a little sampler. So she's taken different parts from all the different plates. And it just shows that you don't have to do a big card. You can just do tiny little ones as well.
Oh, and look at this decoupage.
This is gorgeous as well.
Yeah.
So this one is Gal as well.
Wow.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. Here's another one with our gorgeous decoupage butterflies.
That's another one from Glynis. And again, it just shows you can incorporate ribbon into it. And for me, it's like the borders and the frames, absolutely stunning.
I'll have to show just one of the bees.
One of the bees.
Get those in as well.
Yeah, this is gorgeous, this one. This one is from Karen Jackson. So again, you've got the beautiful flowers on there, and then the honeycomb round the back.
Beautiful. Now, we are approaching limited stock on the plates individually, so you can go for them at £19.97 or £17.97 if you're a Freedom member. But, of course, as I said, they're in the complete collection, and the complete collection is brilliant. You'll get everything, and it's on 3 flexi buys. So you get all the savings from each of the collections that we've shown you, but you can spread that cost on flexi buy. £31.37, and what's really, really nice is that we will send it out to you once you've paid that first instalment. So that's what's really good about FlexiBuy. 402425 is your item number for that. Now, we're already busy for the tool organiser as well, for your Pergamano tools. And it's, oh, wow, I can see that Paul's is absolutely full. $34.99. For the tool organiser, 653921 is your item number. All you need to do then is give us a call, 01733602000, or check out on the website at hochanda.com. This is
Barbara's. My one's on the other side of the studio, so I'm borrowing Barbara's. But when you look at how much you can get in there, so you've got all the pens in there, you've got your knives, the tools. The tools are a bit bare because we've got them all on the table.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then we've got our pens in there. Love it, and it's nice to be organised. Crafters love organisation.
Yes, I do.
And then we've got the beautiful pencils in there as well, the pergoliners. And then we've still got room, we can put the Groovy Go in there and everything else. So, absolutely, and it's perfect if you're doing workshops, you're going away or stuff like that.
It's very good, and I like the colour too, because that's
Pergamano pink.
Indeed. So, Linda, where would you like to start? In fact, do you want a little flick through the book again?
We could do, yes. Shall I?
Oh, sure, if you've got one. Yeah. And so, where was the inspiration for this again?
Well, I did a lot of sampler sheets for Barbara to see when they took Pergamano over, just for Barbara to see what you could do with the tools. And Barbara then said, oh, she said we could make a book out of this, you know. So there's a sampler sheet for almost every tool. There's a couple of sheets there that have got 2 tools on, but I mean, I could write a book on each individual tool, really. It's got such potential.
It's endless, isn't it, really, the different things you can do with it. And when you look at the tools, at the end of the Pergamano tools, you have the little symbol. So if I bring in the, here we go, the 3 needle tool here, There we go, there we go. You've got the 3 needle tool there. So when you look at that, it's easy for you to identify which the tool is.
Yeah.
Because what would you do with a 3 needle tool? It's a tool that's got 3 needles in it. But when you look at what Linda's done in the book...
You have actually got a sheet that...
it just blows you away what you can do.
So it's got a general introduction on using multi-needle tools. All the do's and the don'ts are in there. Everything that's in my head is in the book. Okay? So, and then you come to the actual patterns. So there's a sheet there. You've got a picture of the actual sampler sheet.
Yeah.
And then on the opposite page, you've got the actual pattern sheet with the cutting and the embossing added.
Right.
So the little red V's are where you cut, and the grey areas are the parts that you emboss.
I see. Yeah.
You don't have to do it that way. There's several ways that you can emboss and cut, but this just corresponds with the actual picture.
Lovely.
And then on the next page, you've got a general introduction into the needle tools, and you know, what sets one apart from the other. It's all down there. And this is the most important one. This is the actual pattern page. This is the one that you need to photocopy, and this is the sheet that you layer underneath your parchment, and then you actually perforate through the parchment and the pattern, so that then you know, it's all mapped out there ready for you, and it ensures correct placement of the tools.
Good stuff.
So for each one, you've got the same format. There's a blue line across, the blue border across. This denotes that it's telling you about the needle tools. So you've got a picture and the cutting and embossing, a little bit about the tool, and so you've got that for each needle tool. And then after that, you've got a little bit about the cutting, because once you've perforated and embossed, then it's the cutting that makes the lace work. So you've got about cutting a straight line, cutting across, how to make the needle tools fit. This is quite an interesting one, from crosses to lace. You've got one pattern there, and this then shows you all the different patterns that you can get from one type of perforating. Okay, so it's the same perforating throughout, but just by embossing it differently and cutting it in a different way, you've got from easy to difficult.
So good, but you can be a beginner though.
You can be a beginner. It's for beginners and experienced.
I'm a multi-needle virgin, so I'm learning, so this is going to be great for me.
Yeah.
And because Linda isn't on hand all the time, I've got that book that I can keep going to all the time, which is fantastic.
It's good for beginners, it's good for experience, it's good for teachers to help to teach their students. And then you go on and you've got all the patterns, all the projects. There are 12 projects in all. So you've got a picture of the project, the needle tools that are used, a map of the area that I've used, and then you've got all the step-by-step instructions.
Brilliant, thank you, Linda.
Yeah.
So which tool are you going to start with?
Well, I'm going to give you a little snippet now of something that I think everybody should know.
Okay.
And it's about perforating with your tool in an upright position. Now, I find a lot of people will perforate and the tool is going in at an angle, and all I wanted to do was to show you the difference so that people know that when you perforate, your tool should be at a 90-degree angle to your paper.
Yes.
Okay? So if I just show you this, I'm just perforating around a box that I've embossed. So the tool is upright. So one needle is slightly longer than the other on a two-needle tool.
I see.
That helps with placement. So if you're not quite sure, just pull it back until it's engaged, and then lift your tool in an upright position and then perforate.
Yeah.
Okay? Now then, if I show you... You notice I'm turning my paper because I've got a line of vision here. If I show you the wrong way to do it, so if I engage the tool and perforate at an angle.
It looks more difficult
now then,
in itself.
When you come, can you see the difference? So when I come to cut with my scissors, the holes are clear and they're visible, and the points of the scissors will go neatly into the holes that you've made.
Yeah.
But if I was to cut this, can you see how the holes aren't tidy?
If I
Can
just
you see
lift
that?
it a fraction.
Yeah.
Just see, there we go.
Can you see?
Yeah,
Tiny.
yeah.
Jaggy,
Because
aren't they?
I've gone in at an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So that's the not good way.
Not good way.
And that one, there we go.
That one there is a good way. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There you go. So you can see.
Yeah.
It's such a difference, isn't it?
That's
And it's all
it.
because of the
Yeah.
angle of the tool.
Yeah, there we are. I know you've got it.
Right.
Can you see?
Lovely.
That one is the tidy one, in an upright position, and this one is the untidy one.
Wow.
You can see the difference,
You
can't
can.
you?
It's a massive,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
obviously going to have an effect on once you've done the picot
It's
cutting,
going
your finish.
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
going to affect your picot cutting. You're going to have trouble getting the points of the scissors into the holes, and then you know you're going to rip your paper, or
Yeah.
at best the points aren't going to be even.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one. Right, and I wanted to show you as well, another little snippet was cutting across from a 4-needle tool. It's all in the book anyway, but this is important because it's the crosses that make all the lacework. It's cutting out those crosses that make the delicate lacework that you see. Okay? So I've actually perforated some 4-needle tool perforations there. So if I can explain to you, this diagram is in the book as well, and I've enlarged it. So you've got 4 holes, okay? So when you're cutting, I would turn, if I'm cutting number 1 and 2, my scissors, let me move that out of the way. My scissors is there.
Yeah.
So I would cut 1 and 2 with my scissors over the waste bit. The waste bit is the bit in the middle that's falling out, okay?
Yes.
So I'd cut that first, and then I'd turn my parchment paper a quarter of a turn. Scissors in the same place.
Yeah.
And then I'd cut 2 and 3. And then I'd turn it again, and then I'd cut 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then I'd turn it again, and I'd cut 1 and 4.
And then you have a perfect
And then you
cross.
have a perfect cross, which should look like that.
Perfection.
Wow.
So if I show you, it's quite small. It's easier to show you on that.
Yeah.
So it's quite small. So I'm going to cut 1 and 2.
And this is also covered in the book, isn't it,
It's
Linda?
all covered in the
Yeah.
book. So I'm putting the tip of the needle into the hole, dropping the scissors as level as I can to the paper, and then it's just a pinch to see the point forming, and a twist and snip.
Wonderful.
Quite a satisfying noise.
Yes,
It
it
is, isn't
is.
So I'm turning the paper
And it's
again.
great when those little bits fall out as well to
Yeah.
reveal that
So
little
in.
cross.
Drop it as much as you can, pinch it, and twist. I'm saying to pinch. Oh, it's fallen out already. Before I've gone to the last one, I'll just tidy it up a bit. There we are. And it's the perfect cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, see, when I've done crosses before, I've used a 2-needle or the single needle tool with a grid to actually, or the
Yeah.
patent grid.
Yeah.
But now with the 4-needle tool,
Yeah.
that's perfect
Yeah.
for that because it's going to save me time,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
So you can you don't have to stop there. You can cut a strip of them, which gives you a slot. You can cut around the corner. Lots of possibilities, and you'll find it all in the book anyway. So
Very
that's
good.
my little snippet
Brilliant.
about.
Lovely to see.
All right.
So what's the next bit you'd like to do?
Okay, so we thought we covered this little piece this morning, so we thought we'd do this one now.
Okay. Is this what you're going to do
Thanks,
as well?
Linda.
Yeah, that's okay.
You'll be fine. It's nice to watch.
So, okay. So what I did was I embossed the 5th circle from the plate. You've probably got it ready
Yeah,
there, Paul.
Barbara did this one
Yeah?
in this morning's show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we take the dragonfly plate.
Right. And we're going to use the plate mate from the starter kit.
Oh,
Plate
lovely,
mate.
which is on the
Yeah.
website. Do have a look for that.
That's it. All right. So it's great because it holds your plate in place while you're working, and it also means that you can check your work as you go along.
Yeah.
So we're embossing from the back, aren't we, Linda?
Embossing from
Yeah.
the back.
Okay.
Yeah. And you position your dragonfly right on the edge of the circle with his tail just on the edge of the circle, so that you've got room to put the lacework in.
Oh,
You sit right
okay.
on the edge.
Do I have to
Paul.
do the lace work?
Yes. You could put anything you want in there.
I'm gonna do
This is
the lace
the
work.
purpose of the samples. Rub it over with a tumble dryer sheet, and then with we'll have a 1mm tool.
Which tool are you
So I'm
going
going
to
to use the #1 tool from the starter kit.
I'm going to use the 1mm
as well. Yeah.
the Pergamano tool. So you put your tool into the groove and just trace around.
I need my groovy gloves. I've
Yeah, I
had to
do
put
as
hand
well,
cream
yeah.
on earlier,
yeah,
so my
yeah.
hands are a little bit.
And
So-
if it slips out of the groove, it doesn't mark your parchment paper, which is great.
Now the Groovy Guard is part of the Groovy Accessories, which is at the bottom of your screen for $11.99, 211682. They're beautiful images, you know.
These are stunning,
Yeah,
aren't
beautiful.
So
Are
would
you
you-
someone that's very much into nature, Linda?
I do like nature,
Yeah.
yes, I do. And they always make lovely plates.
I think birds and butterflies and
Yeah,
flowers,
flowers
are
are very
always popular,
popular.
aren't they?
Yes.
Always, yeah.
And what I love about these plates that Linda's done is there's so much detail on them, from the frames to the corners. Absolutely stunning.
See, we all go really quiet.
We do
don't
go
we, when
quiet,
we-
don't we? Concentration. Right, okay.
Have you done that?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're now going to put in the perforations. So we need to photocopy the sheet from the book.
Right.
Right.
And I've used the 4-needle tool, so you should have a sheet there, Paul.
Yep.
Yeah. And I've marked in red the one that we've used.
Right, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some stunning designs,
I
isn't
know.
there?
And what's great, because it's in the book and you're going to photocopy it again and again, it means that you're not going to damage your book as well.
Yeah, because that book, this book is just such lovely quality. This is a
is.
thing to treasure.
And it's nice because it's wire bound as well. It means that when you're working on it, you can turn it over,
Yeah.
and or photocopying it, you're not going to damage it.
Okay. Let's get that pencil. So, I've just used 2 of these, Paul.
Okay, yeah.
So if you sort of position it,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm right there.
Yeah.
See, groovy tabs are great for this as well because it's
Yeah.
not going to rip the parchment,
That's
the
good.
paper. Okay. Right, here we go then. So I
You'll
want
be
the
fine.
4-needle tool.
Yeah. So perforate shallow, remember?
Shallow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're perforating always on the right side of the paper. You're on the right way.
No, I was on the wrong way.
Oh, shame on you.
Oh. Oh dear, I've just been told off by a master tutor.
You know, Barbara wouldn't have done that. Oh dear.
Right, okay. What am I doing now?
So you're going to perforate now through the parchment and the paper. Okay, the right positioning is there. So,
So it's just little
yeah.
pressure, so I'm not going to go all the way through.
Yeah.
So how come you're only doing the tips of the...
Because
Perforating
we're
tool.
perforating shallow because we're going to put some embossing in there.
Right.
And we don't want to weaken the paper. So if you perforate deep, the holes are too big, but then you go and emboss in there and it's going to break.
Okay.
Wow, this is
And
really...
besides that, if you flatten the holes whilst you're embossing, you're going to need to re-perforate anyway, because it doesn't look very nice if you flatten those holes.
So I see you're going into the 2 you've already done. Is that right?
Yes, you can. I always do out of habit, but if you've got a pattern, you don't. There we are. I won't do it on this one now. You don't really have to do that if you don't want to. Okay.
Yep, lovely.
There we are.
It's quite a nice noise as well,
I know,
isn't
there's
it?
a satisfying
I know,
pop.
that little pop.
Yeah.
Is yours popping as well?
Yes, mine's popping as well. Popping is okay.
So if you find that maybe the tools are a little bit, when you're trying to push through, I could use the Pergasoft, could I, on the needles?
Yeah, you could use. Or another thing you could do is you could open your tumble dryer sheet.
Yeah.
And you could put it underneath your
That's a good idea.
Wow, that's a really good idea.
parchment, okay? Underneath your paper.
Yes.
Okay?
And then it's going to sort of...
as you perforate,
Let me give that a go.
it does sort of lubricate the tool.
Okay.
Right, so that underneath. Let's give that a go.
I'll just say
Wow.
So
yeah.
can you notice
Makes
the
a difference, doesn't
Definitely.
Is that going to be your preferred method
It
now?
is now, yeah.
Aha. Now, we've had an email come in. This is from Shirley. Hello, good afternoon, Shirley. What would you advise with scissors? The Pergamano, the ring lock, you know, which one? What's your preference? Because I know everybody's got a weapon of choice, haven't they?
Well, I prefer the exclusive scissors. I like those.
Right.
The snips are good. The ring lock. The ring lock are good if you've got.
That's that one, isn't it?
If you've got fingers that are a little bit more chunky, or if you've got arthritis in your knuckles, and
got a bit more room, haven't you?
There's a lot more room in those. Yeah, and they are very, very sharp on the tip. But because they're very, very sharp on the tip is slightly wider than the tip of these.
Right.
But that doesn't matter. It's still fine enough to go into the perforations.
But this one's your choice.
This is my choice, yes.
And then I might as well show you, but these...
Yeah, the snips are good as well, yeah.
These ones as well.
Well, some people can't use scissors at all, you know, they can't, their fingers won't work that well. So it's just, when you use the snips, all you do is you
just squeeze, don't you?
Yeah, you just squeeze, and it cuts.
Lovely.
See, when I'm snipping, I fluctuate between the ring lock because they've got the bigger aperture for my fingers. These ones are a little bit small, so I go between the ring lock and the perga cutters. And sometimes I'll get a better cut from the ring lock. Sometimes I think it's up in my head, really.
Well, I use the snips sometimes. If you know, sometimes when you're cutting, your hand gets tired. If you change your scissors, or you use the snips, then it's a different action. You're using different muscles in your fingers, so it doesn't hurt so much then, you know, and then you can go back and forth.
That's good.
Good point. Thank you for your question. Do keep them coming into studio@hochanda.com or via Facebook, and of course your artwork, because we'd like to see what you can touch.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so when you've done that, what I did was I actually traced the little hearts in with a white pencil.
Right, okay.
So I'll show you on this one now. I'll fast forward a little bit.
So do we trace on the front or on the back?
On the front.
On the front,
yeah, you don't, because it's still on your pattern, you don't need to remove it.
Right,
and just trace it with a white pencil. Do you want the white pencil, Paul?
Yep.
Because I've already done mine.
Thank you. Does it need to be perfect?
No.
Good. See, this is where the traditional element comes in, doesn't it? This is how it would have been done traditionally with parchment.
Oh, really?
You would trace it out.
Yeah.
Is that right, Linda?
That's right. You trace it with a white pencil, or even with a pen and
See,
ink.
that's why I love the groovy plates.
Yeah.
Because it takes that
very
element
difficult.
away.
And I mean, if you didn't have a steady hand, your lines would be wonky.
Yeah, those hearts are not steady.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're rubbing those out in the end. So this is where we've got to.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got the I've started to emboss them there, but I've got the perforations there, and then I've got the traced hearts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, right, the next step is to emboss.
So how have you found working with the groovy system?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's transformed the art of parchment craft, I think. It's brought a lot more people into the craft, and we've got young people now coming along and doing it as well, which we didn't have before.
Right.
You know. So yes, it's really taken off.
Aww,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, now we do have this embossing mat on the show.
This has just come back into stock.
Oh, right, I see.
And have you seen the new packaging, Alex?
Oh, look! No, I hadn't.
So we'll hold that. Let's go. Look at this.
Yay!
So Barbara Gray,
Perfect.
owner of Pergamano. So we've got the new packaging, and then down the bottom we've got Linda Williams as well. Look at that.
Brilliant. That's lovely.
She's on the bottom.
As usual.
So these are literally
stock
just
now.
come back in stock.
Great stuff. Because you can use these either way. I notice you're using the underside.
I do. I like to use the smooth side. Some people use the rough side.
Yeah.
I think it was meant to be used on the rough side, but I think the paper slips quite nicely on it. And
See, I've always struggled with my white work, and the pink mat for me has allowed, because I'm heavy-handed, I'm impatient. So for me, the pink mat is a lifesaver.
Yeah. And if you're really heavy-handed, the softer the mat, the worse it is for you, because
you just
go through the parchment. And if you do your white work too quickly, the embossing then becomes very woolly.
Right.
And it bleeds into the surrounding parchment. So you've got to be very careful about shapes that are, you know, a decent size, especially like these little hearts. I wouldn't emboss them all in one go. I'd have about 2 or 3 goes at them.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got a little outline there. So you can either take a fine embossing tool, the very finest one, and just trace the outline.
Okay, so
or,
the 0.5.
Yeah, or you can just, if you're a more experienced parcher, you can emboss it without embossing the outline.
I see.
Okay, so I'll do the outline now for you to see.
So again, we're doing this on the back, aren't we, Linda?
Yeah, on the back.
Okay.
Look how fine that tool is.
So just
So this
putting
is
that
the
in on the back.
0.5, and this comes in the embossing tool bundle.
Right. So they're the ball tools, and we're just popping the details onto the screen for you.
Very shaky. Very shaky.
Oh, bless you. Oh, and I've just been told this comes with a tool bag as well for $19.99.
And parchment as well. You
yes,
get a pack
20
of parchment.
sheets.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just now, I've got a 3 millimetre ball tool, and I'm just going to fill in the area.
How much pressure do you pop on?
Hardly
I suppose
any
that's
at
a
all,
piece of string
really.
question, isn't it?
Yeah, hardly any at all. A bit like, bit less than when you're using a pen to write something. A little bit less. Because you can come back to it and add a little bit more later.
Yeah.
The more times you emboss it, the nicer it'll look. So you're aiming for that nice bright white embossing. But you're only, the first emboss, you should just be changing it to a shade of grey.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah?
Have you got a standard number of times you emboss, or it's just until you're satisfied with how
No, just
white
until
it is?
I'm satisfied. And I find the bigger the piece that I'm embossing, the more layers I have to put on it.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
So you have to be very careful when it's something quite large, because you don't want it to end up looking stripy, you know? So I'll give it one more go now. But I would normally let the parchment rest
How
in
long
between.
do you let it rest for?
Well, if it's something small like this, I would say at least 20 minutes to an hour. But if it's something bigger, I would let it rest overnight.
I see.
Because you'd be amazed at how the parchment then will shrink back, and it'll allow you to emboss it a bit more, and it becomes quite springy.
Okay.
And you wouldn't experience that if you hadn't left the parchment rest.
How are you getting on, Paul?
Yep, sorry. I'm concentrating.
That's fine.
You get really engrossed in what you're doing. But again, for me, the pink mat, if I was doing this on the black mat that comes in the starter kit on the soft side, I would have gone through by now, and I would have just sort of wasted.
Yeah.
So this helps me control. And I'm finding that I'm now slowly moving on to the black mat because I've built up the confidence of getting it. So it's really good.
So if I show you this, this is an enlargement of the embossing and the cutting map. Now, if someone gets the book and they think, you know, they find those little red cutting marks are a bit small, just take that page and enlarge it so that you can see it a little bit better. We're actually doing this piece
Oh,
here.
yes,
You can see, and I've just taken 2 of those. So you can see, there are the little hearts. And can you see the grey dot there in the middle? I'm going to emboss right in the middle of those 4 needle tools. Okay?
Yep.
And those are the ones that I'm going to cut. Yeah?
And the red line is where you cut.
The red line is where you cut. Each little V is a snip between 2 perforations.
Yep.
Yeah?
So which tool are we going to use to emboss the little dot with?
Well, I'm using the 1 millimetre.
The 1 millimetre.
So on the back again, okay?
There we go.
Make sure you're on the back. And it's just a little dot in there. It's the tiniest dot.
It is, it's diddy.
So you know I showed you how to cut out that cross, the 4 needle tool.
Yeah.
Well now, instead of cutting it, I'm embossing in it.
Okay. So all those lovely details that add to the beauty of the finished piece.
Yeah.
Now, we are 70% of the book individually, that's gone. That's at the bottom of your screen for £19.99. And the complete collection, that is that's approaching limited. So of course in the complete collection you're getting Linda's fabulous book, Volume 1. You're also getting the tools, the perforating tools, and remember you've got 2 that you're not paying for, and you're getting those glorious groovy plates with the butterfly detail and the bees. So pretty. Now this is just £31.37 in 3 instalments, so that makes it really affordable for you. £94.11 if you go for it outright. 402425, and we will send this out to you once you've paid the first instalment, so you're not going to be waiting till the new year to get it.
Okay. Right, so once you've done all your embossing, how are you doing, Paul?
Yeah, I've done my little dots.
Yeah. Once you've done all your embossing, you then turn it over and we're going to re-perforate.
Aha!
Okay,
Right.
to make it the holes deep enough so that you can cut them out. So I'm going to re-perforate with a 1 needle tool.
Okay.
Now you can use the 4 needle tool to re-perforate if you want. Some people think it's quicker, but I personally don't think it is, because
Right.
you've got to relocate the tool every time. And if you don't get it in the right place, you're just making extra holes and it looks really untidy.
Okay.
So rather than spoil some
What you've
really
just
lovely
done.
work,
Yeah.
it's better to use the 1 needle tool. Sometimes I honestly think it's quicker.
And is this the fine needle or the bold?
The fine.
The fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fine.
And we're going to go all the way in.
I go about halfway
Yeah.
in,
Just looking at
Paul.
Halfway. Okay.
It's a matter of taste. I've always done that.
Yeah, satisfying sound.
Yeah.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep,
Wow.
so you can see that they're...
That's it. And you get into a flow once you get going.
Yeah. I see, you are actually really quick with
It is
the one.
quicker,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, by the time you try to relocate, you're just as quick, or even quicker, just doing it with the 1 needle tool.
That's it.
And also, Alex, I think people, you know, you've got to make sure that you've got a really good view of what you're doing.
Yes.
Make sure your hand doesn't get in the way. Turn your parchment so that you've got a good view. Have a good pair of glasses and a great magnifier if you can't see what you're doing.
Look at that,
There we
speedy.
are. It's
yeah.
done. Okay. Come on, Paul.
Okay, I'm going to do half. I'll do just one
Yeah.
half, I think,
Okay.
on this one.
In all fairness, I did have a little bit prepped.
There we go.
Right, nearly there.
Yeah.
There we go. But it is, once you get into it, it's really...
Satisfying.
Yeah. Right, okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
So the next thing now is the cutting.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I've shown you how to cut across, and to cut these little slots is exactly the same, only it's just a bigger cross. It's an extension, okay? So when you're cutting, the needles go in, the points of the scissors go in, you drop your scissors, and you pinch the parchment together, and you twist, and you snip.
Right.
So it's in, drop, pinch and twist. I always teach new people to pinch the parchment because it slows them down a little bit. Okay, now then, to cut that one there, I'm going to turn my parchment so my scissors is in the same place. Very important to keep your scissors in the same place. So I've done that one, I'm going to turn it again.
So it's always over the waist. That's
Always over the
important
waist. Yeah, always over the waist.
And then that's what gives it the most crisp finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't over the waist, the bit that's dropping out would have the nice picot cuts on it.
Yeah.
And the bit that was left was... can you see?
That's lovely. Look how fine it is. It's diddy.
And you just cut all those.
We've had a lovely email from Kathleen. Hello, good afternoon. Now she says, you're a wonderful teacher, Linda.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen. It's lovely.
Oh, and she's saying she lives too far away from workshops, so this book is going to be invaluable. And that's what you said at the start of the show, isn't it? That's the point.
That's it. That's what we need
It's
to...
like having Linda in your home all the time, isn't it?
We
Step
need
by
to
step
get to the
instruction.
people that can't go to classes. It's a great tool for people that can go to classes, but it's an even greater tool for those that can't.
Yeah.
You know? And everybody asks me, how do you use the needle tools, you know?
Well, I think what you've done is you've taken the fear out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, just the 4 needle tool here, just to do these. I wouldn't have thought about doing like a long row of crosses to get that type of effect. There we go. So I'm using the ring lock.
Oh, look at yours.
Yeah.
Very good.
Do you want to have a look?
They are good.
It's not
look,
bad.
Look.
Don't go too
fine.
close.
Yeah. Come on, Andy, zoom in. No,
Well
it looks
done,
really
Paul.
good.
Yeah.
Look, doesn't that look fab?
There we go.
Yeah. Look at that,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I'm happy with that,
Good.
definitely. Wow.
So, if I show you the finished piece,
Okay.
there we are. That's what it should look like there. And I'll show you the finished card. There we are.
Doesn't that look stunning? And you've attached that with brads, have you?
I've attached that with brads, yes. Yeah.
That looks divine.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That is beautiful, isn't
So
it?
do you want me to show you how to do the border?
Yes, please.
Yes?
Still got time.
Okay.
That'd be marvellous. We've got
Brilliant.
about 15-ish minutes.
Okay.
So we've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
It's lovely watching
This is
develop.
great.
Yeah?
It's great
You're
because
enjoying yourself?
I'm really enjoying it
Yeah.
because this is the first time I've used the multi-needle tools. And when you've got an expert sitting in front, I'm lucky I've got the expert here guiding me. But I know that when I go home, I've got the book that I can follow it through. And then I can pick up the phone and say, Linda.
So we've actually used the semicircle tool around the border.
Right, semicircle tool.
So this morning we used semicircle mini, which is a smaller version of that. Semicircle mini can fit quite nicely into the semicircle tool if anybody wants to use it. And then I'll show you how to emboss in between. So we take the semicircle mini and we shallow perforate from the front.
We're doing mini or normal?
Semicircle, sorry,
Yep.
around the outside
Oh,
edge.
this is a brilliant perforating tool. I like this. Get some lovely patterns for this.
I'm going to use my
And we're
groovy
shallow
guard as well.
perforating.
Shallow perforating, yes. And you put one needle into the last hole that you
to go
made.
through. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to do that trick with the...
What's the trick?
The thing underneath.
underneath.
That
Will you
will
be able
work
to-
as well.
Yeah, but will you be able to see it though, because it's white? Can you see now?
Yeah?
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, because I'm not following a pattern, am I?
No,
so,
no.
Yeah. What says that?
Famous last word.
Famous last word. And so I put the needle back into the hole. Is that right? The last hole?
Put the needle back into the last hole you made.
So it's all joining up.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to do it that way. You can leave a gap about the width of a 2-needle tool, but leave a gap all the way around if you want to do it that way.
Okay.
And that then gives you a better angle to cut in between the tools. But it's entirely up to you. There's no
this is
hard and
good.
fast rules, you know. So you don't go all the way around. Go about 2/3 of the way around. Like I said on the show this morning, it doesn't always fit, you know, Alex?
Right, I see.
Because your circle is a certain size and the needle tool is a certain size. So how do you know it's gonna fit completely?
True.
So if you go 2/3 of the way around.
What a handy tool this is for precision every
great.
time. This one's a great one.
It's lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll find as well, one of the needles is longer than the other.
Okay.
So it's as I'm looking at it, it's the one on the right-hand side. So that makes it easier to reinsert the tool. So if you're having trouble, if you can't see or you're having trouble reinserting that needle, all you need to do is to sort of get it where you think it should be and pull it back and it clicks into the hole. But then you always must make sure that you return your tool to an upright position.
Is this a daft question, but does it matter if you're left or right-handed?
No, you can still do it this way.
Okay.
Yes. So I've gone about roughly 2/3 of the way around. So I need to make this now fit without a huge gap.
Right.
Okay, without anything overlapping. So what I do is a dummy run.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of perforating, all I'll do is just put a little mark. Can you see how there's a little white dot there? I've
just about, very faint.
Just marked the parchment. Just ever so slightly.
Oh, I see,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued to see how we're...
Will it fit or won't it?
Yes.
I'm not as clever as Barbara Gray. She got it to fit. There we go.
Oh, lost my little dot. I think it's
No,
out
then.
there.
So there it is, look.
Okay.
I'm a little bit short.
Right.
Can you see? So what I need to do is I need to spread them out a little bit.
Okay, just
so
a
the next one,
millisecond.
I'm going to leave a tiny gap.
Okay.
Okay, there's a little gap there. So the next one I'm going to do as I did before and reinsert it into the last hole.
Okay.
And then I'm going to leave another little gap.
Because to the naked eye, you
You won't
see
see
this.
it when it's cut out.
Diddy, yeah.
No. So I'm trying to make up that. I think I've actually made up that amount of space. Now let's do another little dummy run now that we're closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's a really good top tip.
Yeah. That tip is in the book.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So there's another little gap there, but the gap is narrowed.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah?
That's really good.
Great.
I like that just perforated as well, though, so you don't necessarily have to cut it
Yeah,
out, do you?
yeah.
So if you haven't mastered the picot cutting, you can just do this pattern,
That's
can't
right.
you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very pleasing.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I love the grin on your face, Paul.
It is, because it really is. This is the first time I've
Yeah.
used any of the multi... I'm not just saying, it is the first time. The only needle tools we've really used is the 1 and the 2 needle tools.
Yeah.
Because it's just for the picot cutting. But when you... Now Linda's done this book, and say I was flicking through and I thought, I want to do that. And I'm not saying it for... I genuinely do mean that.
Yeah.
Because I love the effect of the lacework.
Yeah.
And when you see these little samplers that Linda's done, and you think, I want to do this and I want to do that, seriously.
Yeah. Well, I've had lots of messages from the design team, because a lot of the design team, they could do the groovy, but they were only doing little bits of the traditional.
I see.
So they've had these sample sheets, and they've had to practice with the needle tools, and it's amazing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, you know, they're so grateful that they've learned this. You know, so we're going to try and get this little shell effect. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you can fill the space.
Oh, that looks so good.
You can either leave the space as it is, like Paul said, with nothing in it, okay, or you can fill it with whatever you like. On this one, I've embossed a solid shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, gosh.
And on this one, I've just embossed a dot.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on this one, we've got those little shell-like shapes. Now, what I've done is, I found the centre point, and I've embossed a little line
I'm
up
intrigued.
towards each dot.
Okay.
Okay? But because you've got up towards each perforation, because you've got lots of perforations there, you need something really, really fine to emboss. Now, you can either use the 0.5 millimetre, but you know, use that if you're not confident, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a 1 needle tool.
Okay.
But I'm using a 1 needle bowls, because
okay.
if you're going to emboss with it, it's a little bit firmer. Okay, it doesn't bend when you're putting a little bit of pressure on it.
So did you freehand that then?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So on the back.
Of course, yeah, and
Yeah,
on the
okay.
embossing mat as well, because we're embossing.
back,
You
yeah.
think because you've got a needle, you're going to perforate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually a needle?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you're going to emboss with it, you need to have it at an angle that's quite close to the paper.
Ah,
and
right.
I'm going to pull towards me. Don't push away from you, you're going to dig it in.
Okay.
Just try it on the corner. So it's just... And it gives you... If I turn that over, look at that fine line that it gives you. You
Yes.
couldn't get anything finer than that.
Wow.
Okay? You
Yeah.
wouldn't get that. And if I...
With the 0.5, would you?
take the-
Which is the finest
the
one.
0.5, and if I do 1 of the 0.5, can you see the difference? Twice the
Yeah.
thickness.
Yes, very much so.
Wow.
Okay, but you
But-
need to get a lot of lines in there,
So this is I think this is the best way of doing it. Yeah. Okay.
When you thought about using a needle to emboss?
No, I've never thought of that.
No.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is to get them quite evenly spaced. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 8 perforations there. So you've got 2 in the middle. These 2 are in the middle, yeah? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the middle ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay? So if you find the centre, put a little mark in the centre there, and I'm going to emboss a line from 4 and 5.
Wow.
So you put those 2 in first.
Yeah, this is delicate.
Okay.
So you're actually doing it from the actual hole?
From the hole in towards the centre. I find that the easiest way to do it. And then I'm going to do the very end ones. So that one. So you see I'm turning my paper all the time. So
Make it easy for yourself.
So that the tool is in the same position.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to fill in the other ones. So if you do the middle ones and then the end ones, you're more likely to get them evenly spaced. Yeah?
Yeah, makes sense. That looks gorgeous. Look at
There we are.
that. Beautiful.
Okay. That's really fine, isn't
It
it?
is, isn't it? And again, it's the satisfaction of doing it. You really get in the zone, don't you?
Mm. You're managing, Paul. You're not saying much.
I think because it's a needle, you think, is it going to do it?
Yeah.
It's just getting used to it, isn't it?
The right sort of pressure.
You've got to hold it quite low. You know, you've got to hold it quite low to the paper. Yeah, like you're doing, Paul. That's right.
Well, that's a good tip about sort of doing those 2 in the middle first, and then doing the 2.
Yeah. And do you know what I find as well? Once you've done the middle ones, if you do all the middle ones, you sort of get a feel for them. So if you do all the middle ones first, and as you go round,
oh, I see.
You get to do them all the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful work, absolutely.
And then you go back, and if you put the left-hand one in first, because you're not turning the paper so much that way, it's a little bit quicker.
Now, we don't have long left on the show. Shall I flick through the book just for the end?
Yeah.
Just for anybody
Yeah,
just
I
joining
think that'd be
us?
nice,
That'd be
yeah.
nice. So, for anybody who did miss the launch, where were you? Can you tell us where the inspiration for this book came about?
Yes, well, I made some sampler sheets for Barbara when they took over Pergamano, and
Which
I
are
made
here.
a sampler sheet for each needle tool, just for her to see, you know, what you could do with just one needle tool, you know. The possibilities are really amazing. And Barbara liked them so much that she thought, you know, make a good book.
And the thing is, obviously, we brought Groovy out, and obviously we knew about Pergamano and the tools and everything else and how they would work together. And then when we had the opportunity to actually buy the company, we were buying it, and obviously sort of like, you've got all these fantastic tools, but what do you do with them? So when you've got like the experts like Linda and Tina and stuff like that, and Rosie. And it's just, well, the book
Blows your mind.
It does. The book just does it.
And
it
so,
really does.
as you said, it's like having Linda in your front room.
It is.
With your
And I
front
think
room.
it also, it blows all the myths away. It's like, oh, you've got to do it this way and you've got to do it that way. And Linda sort of breaks that down and sort of like with the scissors, what way to hold the scissors. Because I know traditionally Pergamano tutors were taught to hold the scissors in a particular way. But there's more than one way of holding a pair of scissors. It's what feels comfortable for you, isn't it?
I was told when I was learning that I'd never make a tutor because I wasn't holding my scissors in the right way. Right. I'd never make a tutor.
And now,
but you know,
master tutor.
You do it the way
worldwide.
that suits you. You know, there's no right and wrong really. All we can do is advise and put it in the book and read it and, you know, get your inspiration from other places. Listen to how other people do these things. And that's what I've done over the years. I've gone to lots of different tutors and they've all had different ways of teaching, and I've stored it all and I've taken the best bits and I've put it in the book.
Oh, that's so nice. I love it. And you've got projects to follow, as you can see here as well.
Absolutely fantastic. And again, so Linda guides you through that. I mean, you've got the beautiful pictures with the step-by-steps on there. And obviously it gives you a full ingredients list down there as well. So we're not just giving you pictures and everything. And it really did. I mean, I've got two favourite ones in the book. One is the beautiful Jane Nesterenko rose that you did. Absolutely lovely. And then there's the green and the pastel one. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I will give you the details now. Obviously, this is the one-day special itself. That's the at the bottom of the screen. But your best value is if you go for the complete collection, which most of you are. So you'll be getting the book, the handbook for multi-needle tools, Volume 1. You'll also get all of those tools. So you've got 7 tools and 2 bonus tools, and you're getting the plates as well. And you can spread the cost on Flexi by 3 payments. Now, the plates individually, just got to say that's limited stock as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. More coming up after this short break, and join us again at 5 o'clock for Final Call. Coming up next, we're with Hayley and Matt for Craft Yourself Silly. And after that, we've got the best of the diamond press and the Xyron. And then we're introducing crazy quilling.
Mics are out. Stand by, hold position, please.
Hi, I'm Leslie from Chocolate Baroque, and we design and manufacture our own rubber stamps right here in the northeast of England. We have a wonderful in-house designer called Sue, who hand draws all the images, which we then transfer into rubber stamps. We have very, very elaborate designs. We have everything from steampunk right through to beautiful florals, and then we have scenic and we have words. Our stamps are beautifully elaborate, very, very detailed, exquisitely etched, and the quality is next to none. So good that if you look after your stamps, we guarantee them for a lifetime. Whether it's stamping, mixed media, or art journaling, join us at Hochanda for our journey into everything creative and messy, and see what you can create with our stamps.
Hi, I'm Bev, I'm from Be Crafty. We have been going for about 14 years, and 4 years ago we started designing and making our very own stamps just for you. All of our stamps are designed and made here at Be Crafty by my own fair hands, and we love using them for lots of different crafty projects. I love playing with our stamps and templates and getting as inky as I can, whether it's spraying or blending ink or stamping ink, paints, everything. We absolutely love it, and that's what we want to show you when we come to Hochanda, because we get to demo as much as we like, which is fantastic, so I can show you all the techniques that I'm learning too. So make sure you don't miss the Be Crafty shows on Hochanda.
welcome to one of the sets where you really need to make sure you're tucked in. So it's nice to see you. Very good afternoon to you. It is just...
Do you get complaints about that?
No, not complaints, but, you know, I'm tucked in. I'm neat and tidy, I think, I hope. I'm
shirt,
just,
you mean,
just holding it all in. Yep, yep. Just a shirt. Right, so Hayley with us with a Print Your Own Fabric show. We love hearing from you with printing your own fabric. So have you made something that you've used your Print Your Own Fabric on? Have you got an idea in the pipeline? Let us know. studio@hochanda.com to let us know what you've made or what you are making with your Print Your Own Fabric, because it's such a... It gives us the freedom. It's the creativity.
It does. It gives you this kind of personalised aspect to everything that you do. And we're just taking it a little step further today by doing some kind of embroidery and just doing some bits and pieces on the top of it.
It's colouring in and stuff, yeah.
So we've got 4 different options for your printed fabric today, and these will all come to you as a voucher. So if you want to gift it to somebody's Christmas present, awesome. If you want to send it in yourself, that's also fine, but we're just kind of putting it in that format so you have got that option to gift it to somebody who, maybe you know somebody who sews and this would be perfect for them. You've got that option there.
Or even somebody that doesn't sew, because we come up with no-sew projects.
We have
no-sew projects on the web. And also just mixed media, just going onto canvases, and also making your own lampshades. You know, anything that doesn't involve sewing, if you're not a sewer, then that's cool.
Yeah, I think we had some lampshade kits at some point on Hochanda. I don't know if they're still there, but they may be.
Have a look, Hochanda.com.
So, we have 4 different options. So, which one would you like to do first?
Well, we've got 4 photos here. I've got the 4 photos.
You've got 3.
Yeah, OK, I've got the 3.
4. This has been the most popular format. Now, you can have yours in colour, you can have it in black and white, or you can have it in sepia. So that is your choice. Which kind of colourway you want them to be. And we've got a couple here that we've been working on as samples throughout the show. So if I give you that one, which goes with that one over there.
So for adding your own detail to it, there's the plain, if you can call it that photo, because it's a lovely photo anyway. But then a bit of embroidery with a green metallic thread working through it, just to pick out some detail on the Christmas tree.
Just really... actually, if we put it up against this one...
Oh, yeah,
so
if I hold it there. Yeah, I can show you the difference, actually. Here you go. There you go, sort of before and after.
Quite well. So yes, before and after. There you go. Flatten it out.
Before and after.
So this one, we've just used normal foot on a machine, normal, well, it's not, this is sparkly thread, but you could just have plain matte thread if you wanted to, and just add that little bit of colour in there. So all I would do for this one is just colour in those bits there, those green kind of leafy bits, the kind of Christmas tree, what do I mean?
I want to
say spines, I don't mean spines, do I?
Sort of spruce sprigs and sort of branches, the pine branches, pine sprigs.
That kind of... Needles.
Pine sprigs. Needles.
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 That's what I was after.
I said no, needles, no. That's Back to the Beach too. Anyway. Right. So it's just a quick quote. If you're a fan, you're a fan. If not...
Weird. So this one's just had a little bit of stitching over the top, and you can see just adding that little bit of colour. I would fill that whole thing in, and we will kind of work over it, and hopefully by 7 o'clock we'll have that spot on and finished.
The idea is, if you want, get your fabric inks out, get your fabric pens out, you start to play with them, bubble quilt it.
You can have the option, you can have it in colour if you want, you can have it in black and white, you can have it in sepia.
Like you could quilt their jackets, look. Like,
yes, you could still stitch those lines back in.
Get in there.
There's loads of, this is kind of takes it more to that art quilting level. Now you can just do the normal things with it, like making them into bags, making them into cushions, things like that, or you can take it that step further. This one, again, just really simple. Just use that sparkly thread to put the lights back onto the tree.
Yeah.
So that this is, I think, I might have this wrong, but this might be Oscar, who is Lewis's nephew.
Ah, Lewis, who guests very often for Craft Yourself Silly, will know Lewis very well indeed. There's Oscar on one of the 4 photo panels that you're getting on this choice, 736348, to order today. So that's the 4 photo option.
Yes.
And it's 12
OK, so your next option with your photos...
Oh, actually, I should say, Hayley, we're already very busy on the Print Your Own Fabric, but I've just heard word that we're extremely busy generally across the show, and it just set a light bulb off in my head that we've got a lot jump ahead of us on the website, because we've got so much more. The Jelly Baby, for example, that sold out before is back. We've got the batiks in a very giftable box, all of your batting and wadding as well. So
we've
jump
kind
ahead
of
and
gone more gift-focused for this show, because I think now, if you've got just enough time to get things in before Christmas, if you want to send your own photos in and make the gift up yourself, but if you just want to give it as a steady.
For example, there's your batiks there in a nice box. So lovely as a gift idea.
So, what we're doing, photos, 3 photos. These are slightly larger. The first ones you saw slightly narrower, so about 36 centimetres by 47. These ones are 47.5 square. So you could have a load of fun with this by, you know, putting something into the glasses, just colouring in the glasses. Anywhere that would be slightly more raised, you could put his eyebrows in. You
So
really have hours of fun with these.
Buy a blank canvas frame, make, you know, with a simple wooden frame, stretch it over and staple gun it on.
We found some frames, but we were going to put them onto canvases for you, just kind of stretch them over canvases for you. But then we found staple gun as well. I did not find the staples.
No staples.
Good. Gutted. So there's 3 different. You'll get with the voucher, you'll get a form to be able to put the pictures in. Now you can send those to us via email, via any of the file transfer sites, or you can actually just post them in. If you want to go snail mail, that's fine.
Old school.
Old school, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the sepia option.
3 photo option in sepia, black and white, or colour. Just let Hayley know which one.
Black and white. And you can see the better the picture that you get. I mean, these are snaps from a mobile phone. But the better the image that you give me, the better the result you will get out. Because obviously you can see this one here. It looks a little bit fuzzy around there, but that's because we've blown up what would be quite a small picture onto quite a big canvas. And this is where you can add that detail back in with your stitching and your embellishing.
Have a look at the website to see all the terms and conditions as well. And by that, don't get worried and think, oh, terms and conditions. It really is just the general list of what you'll get. So, for example, if you choose the colour option, but you send Hayley black and white photos, you're not magicians, for example.
Magically come back
it
in
just
colour.
answers all your questions for you, you know, things like that. So,
and things like copyright as well. So, if it's an image that you've taken, generally you will own the copyright to that. So, if the example we like to give is if you've been to a large theme park and had a picture with a very friendly mouse, then that is fine because it's your photograph, you've taken it. If, however, it's a picture that you've maybe cut out of a magazine or scanned or taken a picture of a picture in a magazine, that is not fine because that is not your artwork, that is not your copyright. But we've got a lot of people using their own images, so people who've done kind of photography courses and maybe taken pictures of flowers or landscapes and that kind of thing, use those. Pictures of cats and dogs and all sorts of things, all sorts of pets, loads of pets we do. And people who've done artwork of their own, so anybody who's done Matthew Palmer's watercolour courses and then taken an image of that, or the encaustic art and taken a picture of that. We've had a few of those sent in and we've scanned them in and they've looked amazing. So it doesn't just have to be a photograph.
Tell us what you've made. Please, please, please tell us what you've made. Tell us what you've made it into as well. Because when we say bags, cushion covers, quilts, mixed media, general artwork, you know, are we missing something that you've already thought of that you're doing? We'd love to hear from you. Lampshades as well. So that's the 3 photo option we've got for you, either in sepia, black and white, or colour. It's $12.99 plus delivery. Full terms and conditions on the website for how and what to do. But you've got your voucher system. It'll come through as a voucher, so you can gift it or use it yourself. 973-950. Loads of other people have done it before as well, so it's a really, really easy system to use. And then the photo fabric, and it's naughty to our favourites because you can do something with all of them. The 4 photos, 3 photos, as well as... But the photo fabric, I just see this as being extremely craftable.
You can do an awful lot of things with this because they're quite a nice size. They're about kind of 6 centimetre square-ish. It depends on, obviously, the photographs you send us, because if we have a look at the colour one in a second, you'll see those photographs were a portrait size, so they've gone on in that format. So it'll depend on what you send us. So obviously, what you send us is what you'll get back out.
Got it.
So these ones... smashing for things like borders. You can make this go an awfully long way. So if maybe you were doing a bag for somebody and you wanted just to put the border on, perfect for that. Bag straps, really nice size for bag straps as well.
Yeah, like straps that actually go round the bag as well, because when it pinches in for the actual handle, but then you've got the actual main panel coming down, like round the actual bag itself on black.
Perfect for all of those. And again, you will get the option whether you want black and white, sepia or colour. Now, if you send me sepia photographs, say the old kind of vintage wedding photographs and things like that, and you say you want a colour print, if you sent me a sepia photograph, it will come to you in sepia. As we've said, We're very good, but we're not magicians.
Yeah. So send a colour photo if you want it in colour, sepia, or black and white.
Well, you can tick on the form.
It makes sense. Yeah.
But if you say, we've had a lot of people doing memory quilts or memory pieces with these, and they've used photos of weddings and kind of family events and things, where one of them's been really old, so it's been a kind of, you know, a 20s or a 30s photo, and it's been in those sepia tones. And then they've taken the more modern wedding pictures and added those together as well, and we've put them all into sepia for them, so it all kind of works together and looks amazing.
So you would scan in that old photo then, you know, it's very, very, very precious original photograph to you.
And what we do say is, if you are going to post in your items, then do include a stamped addressed envelope with it, so we can get the photographs straight back to you.
Okay, yeah. And make up your own mind on things like recording and special delivery and things like that. But, you know, it depends on how
we'll get them back to you as quickly as we can.
All of this is on the website. When we say terms and conditions and things like that, it's all on there. This is the lovely 1 metres worth. If you order 2 metres, it comes as a continuous 2 metres worth. The weight of the cotton as well that we've got here, Hayley, just really quickly, I don't want to delay you too much.
This is what we class as a quilting cotton.
Okay, so nice weight to it. Yeah, good weight.
It's a little bit heavier than your poplins and things, so it's really nice for a kind of broad range of projects.
Yeah, perfect quality. That's what I wanted here. £17.99 including your postage, and it's 818750. It's a quilting cotton, so a great softness, but a great weight to it and a strength to it as well. £19.99 plus delivery if you're not with Freedom, but if you are, it's £17.99 and you won't pay delivery. That is your sort of panelling design there, which you can work into projects most easily as well. And just to hold up this...
one sneaky one more, which is the quilt panel. Now this one, you would send us 7 images for this one, so you would send us 5 for these large ones here. You would send us 1 for this 9 square image, and then you would send us another one to make all of these little sashing pieces as well.
I absolutely love this quilt.
This is Barney.
Cool. Yeah.
And this is Nathan. And he does know that I've stitched him up.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. I love this photo here. I just think that's great.
What happens is Nathan's girlfriend gets out of bed, and then Barney jumps in.
And then is he aware that there's been a switch, or is he just like so...
Well, he's going to leave that there.
He's fast asleep. Thing is, you've got a very woolly jumper on this evening. It's a cold night here in, I don't know where, northeast somewhere. So 15453, that's so sweet, isn't it? Oh, it's like Han Chewy. So yeah, £14.99 plus delivery to order. Maybe.
Okay,
that's such a good idea. So you've got an idea straight away, haven't you? That'd be so lovely to make your own quilt and have your own imagery making. Then we've got the fat quarters in the plain poplins, and then the batiks we'll get to. These are so giftable in the pizza boxes.
Well, this is what we've done with them, because they are always popular. Every time we bring them on, we have to bring tons of stock because they always go. So first of all, size-wise, we'll have a quick look at that.
So yeah, what is a fat quarter?
Is your fat quarter there? So this is the kind of size that you're getting, and they're all the same size. Ours are a little bit more generous than a traditional fat quarter, because we cut, rather than, I think it's usually about 43 centimetres, we cut to the 50. So they're a little bit bigger than usual, and they're half the width of the normal fabric. So you do get an awful lot in there.
So you say fat quarter, but you're getting sort of that much extra in the outer. So yeah, really good set this, £29.99 plus delivery. It's a why not deal. So to join Freedom, it costs £6.97, but you save on your delivery and you save on the price that you pay, which means that it costs less to join Freedom, be a Freedom member, and buy this one item, these 15 fat quarters. You wouldn't buy this without being a Freedom member, because it wouldn't make financial sense. So that's why we say, why not join Freedom? 742442 to order. And they're the kind of poplins that go with whatever other fabrics that you've got.
And these are fantastic for somebody who maybe is getting a sewing machine for Christmas and you want something to start them off.
Yeah.
Because this is a really nice range of colours, so you've got a lot of options for a lot of different projects, and fantastic for your applique as well, where you're maybe just going to use smaller pieces and you've got a whole set of colours.
It's a lovely set, that. I mean, it comes in a very, very giftable box as well, this sort of flat pizza box style. 742442 to order now. The jelly paper, which is just the pastel colours, which is just in front of this box. This is already busy. It's sold out before when we had it probably about a couple of months ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a little while ago. It's taken us a while to get these back in. And what you've got here is you've got a white print on all sorts of pastel colours of fabric there. So there's a couple of whites, a couple of creams, and then you've got the gold. That's like a really nice salmony pink, a nice baby pink. It's a beautiful green. Should be kind of quite a bright green, but then that really soft white print brings it back down a little bit. A little bit of a turquoise and powder blue, and then you're back round again to your kind of natural colours. And there are 20 strips on there. And they are all the width of the fabric, which is 112 centimetres. 112 centimetres. So the whole thing, if you put them all together again, they'd be 112 centimetres. This is what we've done. So it's divided by 20. 112 centimetres divided by 20 gives you the width of the strip. Is that right? No, no. No. So you've got... No, they're standard 2.5 inches. Oh, they're 2.5 inches. OK, all right then. No. Right. So I'm just going to stand over here. Yeah, so the other... We're kind of going down across and back up again. There's... Come back. Okay. So you've got your jelly baby. It's going after just 1 hour on this morning. There was nearly another one gone there. 40... Stay there. 40% of the stock already gone on that after just 1 hour. I'm watching you. So this is exactly the same thing. This is another jelly roll. It's the batik jelly roll. But instead of showing you it as a roll, it will come to you like this. But we've sewn this one together so you can see approximately how much fabric you're looking at. Yeah, yeah. In terms of scale. If you were to sew the whole thing together, this is what you would get. So there's, again, 20 strips in here. Nice variety of colours. Yeah. And you can get it to go quite a long way. I mean, we've put fairly big seam allowances on there, but if you have smaller seam allowances, you could get it to go even further than that. And fantastic for any of your jelly roll projects, or just your little paper piecing. They're fantastic for that. If you're doing smaller pieces, you know, like your 1.5 inch, your 1 inch hexes, they're brilliant for that because you can get it to go a really long way. Great colour mix to it as well. This is hand-dyed batik fabric, wonderfully soft, 100% cotton to it as well. And this is nearly 40% gone as well. So 40% gone on the pastel colours, nearly 40% gone on the batik colours. They'll both be jelly rolls. It's just that this one's been sewn together. Sewn that one together, so you can see. Yeah, nice. So yeah, the batiks are also available in the fat quarter style too. So if you want to get the jelly roll, definitely order that early doors before that goes. But the fat quarters themselves, generous fat quarters. They are, and this is every single colour that we do in this range. Okay. Every single colour that we do. And again, fantastic for matching with things that you just can't get that proper match for. And the other thing that they're fabulous for is because they're dyed and they're not printed. Thanks. You can actually use that backside of the fabric as well. So if you want a kind of more subtle result, then you can use the back of the fabric rather than the front. Yeah, there's the front with this strong chocolatey caramel colours, and then on the back you've got that sort of frosted, more wintry, but still there with the stronger colours. But that's going to be true for all of the fabrics. Yeah, they work really well with the Colourlicious decolorant. Oh yes. And you can also get a very similar effect with a bleach. Yes. As well. Obviously, you need to wear appropriate gloves and things. So if you want to stamp in patterns and things, then you can, but you need to let it completely dry before you then wash it. And then we put it in there. It's there, isn't it? The reason why is we're getting particularly particular about these colours is that's going to work because to us we'd normally say choose your colourway because these are blues and greens, these are the darks, these are the naturals, these are the brights, and these are the reds and pinks. But here today, this is a really good day to get them with a special price today, making them $34.99. The reason why it's very, very good today is because you're getting all of the colours today in one go, and an extremely good price as well. 15 of them for $34.99 plus delivery. That's a lot. And these are generous sized fat quarters. They are. They are a generous sized fat quarter. They're cut as a ½ metre. And just over ½ a metre in the other direction, so they're nice big pieces. 817403 to order now. Don't let them go. And then, we must mention this. We've got a quick picture to show you as well. This is the only way we can get them to stay. Yes, that's going to stay. The Christmas fat quarter bundle. Oh my word, we had to mention this. You're getting 8 Christmas fat quarters now for $12.99. 8 fat quarters for the price on screen. 754270 to order those now.
Also, if you've been on the website and you've jumped ahead of us, because there is a lot going on today, you've also maybe found the batik squares. These are silk batiks, and they are lovely, 90 centimetres in size. And again, these are ready-made. I mean, you could leave these as one already.
You could leave these as they are, and even gift them as scarves. And you can use them as a beautiful headscarf as well. Go on, do it, Joe, do it. Oh, go on, Joe, do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, my word. Oh, my goodness me. I'm wearing the same shirt as I was 2 weeks ago when that photo was taken. I have washed it.
That's the best bit.
From the 2016 collection. It's going to be going, when it hits 2018, I will get rid of it because the collar's looking a bit scrappy now.
Is it?
So, yeah, it's for 15 quid, what can you expect?
OK, so we have the basics. We like to give you the basics now and again, and we like to explain about what you would use them for, because I think that sometimes if you're brand new to quilting or sewing in general, it's always worth going kind of back to basics for the new people. So we've got two lots of... They look the same. They look identical, but they're not. The weights within them are very different. This one on the top, this is a medium. It's a lot softer. Now this, we had a question earlier this morning, this is not pre-shrunk. So that's why we can bring it to you at this amazing price, because it isn't pre-shrunk. So with any of the fabric, we would always recommend that you wash, dry and iron it once you get it, and that is really applies to this calico that is not pre-shrunk as well. What you'll find is sometimes, more so the heavyweight is a lot stiffer than you can see. It's almost like a card, almost. And then when you wash it, it will go super stiff. And that's just because the fibres between, the kind of gaps between the fibres have just shrunk that little bit and pulled each other together and just created a much firmer fabric. Now, that's great, and it's great for those projects that need that weight and that rigidity to them. But what you'll need to do is, because I've had people ring me up and go, oh, no, I've got they don't do that weird voice.
Oh, no.
I've got your calico, and I've put it in the washing machine, I've hung it out to dry, and it's gone like cardboard. What have I done wrong? Nothing. It's kind of designed to do that. It is designed to tighten up. So what you need to do with it is either put some fabric softener in, or if you've got a tumble dryer, tumble dry it, or iron it while it's just a little bit damp still. And then you'll have the ability to kind of move it about a bit. But these, the heavier weight one, more construction projects. So if you've got, say, bags and things that you want to have a bit of
rigidity, stiffness, just stay there.
More of a shape to it.
Less floppiness and sort of
That's
slouches.
the one that you're going to need. Brilliant for blinds as well, because once it does shrink itself in, it provides really tight weave, and you can hardly see through it. So it's almost good enough for blackout blinds.
That's really good.
It's that heavy, so really good, that one. And then the medium weight one, that's more for your general projects, maybe your kind of cushions, because it does have a lovely natural look to it. So more of your cushions, and even if you're dressmaking, if you're looking to put up kind of patterns, test patterns before you actually go ahead and cut your main fabric, this is perfect for that as well.
We use it at home for screen printing as well. The calico,
yes, fantastic
love it
for that.
And it just depends what the project is, whether it's the softer, lighter one for a cushion cover, or for the heavier weight, maybe for a tote bag that we're making, or for a piece of artwork. Either way. But it's amazing value.
For your mixed media, it's brilliant. If you've got canvases and you don't necessarily want that, so sometimes you can get the canvases and they're already coated with like a solid white kind of feel to them. This is much better for that. This is much better because you can get more texture to it, and it'll absorb things like inks and paints better.
Yes, it'll grab it. You know what we mean by that, don't we? When it's already got that sort of glaze.
No, I had one kicking about, but I've lost it.
You know what I mean. But yeah, we've been flipping the details around a bit. So we've had the medium and the heavyweight on. If you want to get hold of the heavyweight, 2 metres worth of calico, it's a very good price indeed. £9.99 plus delivery. 102041 to order it now. If you want to get hold of the medium, which is the most popular at the moment, the medium, here's the details for that. It's 140388. 886. It depends on the weight of the fabric that you want, the project that you've got, but the amazing prices. Nothing to do with the quality. It's just not been pre-shrunk. So give it a wash when you get it home, and give it a dry as well. £9.99 whichever way. It's 140386.
I mean, we would recommend washing and drying any. I mean, when it comes, you're excited, you want to play with it, but please wash and dry it first because you're going to get better results in the long term.
Absolutely, that's what you generally say, isn't it?
Oh yes, yes.
And then we've got the batting. The wadding's just under it, but the batting first, which is more of a dense.
Yes, we'll do them side by side.
Okay.
Okay. So these are two products, and this one we use all of the time. It's a foam-backed polyester batting, which is it took us a long time to find a batting that we were happy with to use with our product, and this is the one for us because it's got that foam backing, which means that if you fold it over, it's almost as stiff and as kind of workable in terms of if you're doing bags or again projects that need structure to them. It's got that rigidity, and you can just. If I fold it right, it'll stay up by itself. There you go.
Strong demonstration about what it can do. Even
but that's and it's still soft enough. It's not as maybe dense as the Bosal, so you can still kind of sew through it and stitch through it, and it's easy to work with. And it's that's our foam backed one. And what we've also found is if you iron it on that foamy side. If you've got your fabric and you iron it on that foamy side, although it isn't adhesive, it won't completely stick to it. It will kind of grip it enough so you've got enough space to kind of move your work around without worrying that it's going to come off and having to use tons of pins.
You can tell sort of which is which as well, can't you?
Yes,
so
you can. There's a fluffy side and a foamy side.
Yeah, you will be able to tell that easily when you get it home. So £9.99 plus delivery gets your batting for you. It's 2 metres worth. It's massive. 895. 898.
So this is the type of thing that I would use for those thinner, where you're wanting a thinner effect to it. So something like a table mat or a coaster where you don't want that bounce to it.
Yes.
That's what I would use this for. You can use it for your quilting and in quilting projects as well. But it is going to give you that more dense, more solid finish.
Yeah. Approaching 2/3 of the stock on that at the moment. Whereas, so I suppose the dense and solid and sort of stiffer, you've got the wadding.
This is a hollow fibre, so this is wadding. So you can see on there that you can kind of see that it's got an awful lot of air in between there. And this is a 4-ounce wadding. There's an awful lot of air in there, and that will give you because it traps more air. I often think that these are slightly warmer. They're kind of rated the same, but I think this one's slightly warmer. And it just depends on the finish that you want on your project, because if you want that really deep, dense quilted look, that's really springy, bouncy look, then this is the one to go for. If you're looking for something that's going to be really intensely machine worked, I would say that this one is better, just because it, for me, provides the perfect height to get under the machine as well.
Yes.
This is so often some machines don't have enough travel to be able to get all the way up to include that in there, but with the batting, because it's really nice and dense, it works beautifully with like the flower feet and all the specialist feet. It just works really well with that.
The other week actually there, Hayley, so a lot of people will have those. £9.99 plus delivery gets you the wadding at the moment. That's the thick, lovely one with the bounce to it. 938775 to order now. We've had an email as well. Thank you so much for Ellen for sending it in. We really appreciate that. And it's about the poplins, actually, which are just over here.
All the same colours. No, we do have some half-metre bundles of the poplins.
Oh yeah,
these are ones that are always on every single time.
Yeah, half a metre of each colour in
there's different colourways, and there's half a metre of each, metre and a half in total, and they are always a constant for us and always really popular.
Yeah, they're
on the website, but really handy if you're looking to top up your stash or you're looking for something to go with a project, because they're all kind of toned to work together, and especially with the photos and things, it's really easy to get something to work with them.
To get your borders and stuff and things like that. Now, Emma from Craft Yourself Silly Office has emailed in. She sent some pictures in. These are from Marie, who's made these. Now, these are a little bit of inspiration on what you could be doing with printing your own fabric, because, you know, we say cushion covers, seat covers, lampshade covers, all sorts. These are brilliant. Oh, thanks for taking the trouble to send these in. We're really grateful. This is Marie's work sent from Emma in the Craft Yourself Silly office. So thank you to Marie for initially posting these for us, and then Emma taking the time to just send them through. Lovely imagery there, whether it's a cushion cover or a bag, a messenger bag maybe, a lampshade as we've said, all these different projects you've got with your print your own fabric today. There are lots of different options on printing your own fabric. Have a look at the website for all the different types you can get. The most popular though is the 4 photo option. There's one for 3 photos, there's the quilting, there's sort of, there are loads of different options. 736348 is your item number, and that'll get you 4 photos in either colour, black and white, or sepia for £12.99 plus delivery on half a meter's worth of fabric. Now Hayley is now hiding behind the sewing machine, so oh no, you still are, you are there. Right.
Well, I've got some lovely new threads that I was given just before the show.
Oh yeah, they're on the show too.
Can I, heckers like, get them open though?
Yeah, they're very, very well packaged to protect them, actually.
Nice Chris, man. These. Not Chris, Joe. What are you doing?
I've got...
He's stitching me up here.
I've got the gold open, if you... I hope you're all right.
No, I've gone for this kind of... It's got black and gold in it. Ooh. Really cute. So I thought we'd have a little play with this.
They're so nice.
Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the one of the fabrics, one of the photo fabrics. Let me just get that threaded. Oh, come on. Got it. Okay. Right, so I'm going to use one of the photo fabrics, and I've got a little bit of the batting there as well. So let's just make a little bit of space. Batting on the bottom, photo fabric on the top, and just the most basic option that you've got with this in terms of adding a bit of decor. You can see this, I haven't pinned any of this because once you kind of flatten it out, and especially if you've got an iron on it, it'll kind of grip it for you. So you'll be absolutely fine. So what we're going to do with this is just do that, as I said, the most basic option we've got, which is just follow the lines, because this is the one that's made up of your photos, your 4 photos made into a little square. So this is the one where we're going to just do a really, really basic one. Have I got it slow? Yeah, we've got it slow. And I'm just following the lines that are already within the design, and we're just going to quilt this in, and then we'll create this into a... We could make a tablet cover from this. Okay. We could make a... I was going to go placemat with it. Imagine if you were doing that for Christmas.
Oh, lovely idea.
A metre of fabric would easily get you of probably 6, 10, 12 placemat.
Yeah, and that's like just a big event that year or something.
You can, or doing it for a wedding, perhaps.
Yeah, oh, great idea. Or like 4 really cool pet photos, and you know, obviously use different style of sort of a way of covering it or something to make it waterproof, and make like a little food bowl mat or something.
I mean, this is all machine. All of the fabric that we're bringing you, all this printed fabric, is completely machine washable. So you wouldn't need to worry about that too much, because you could wash it. See how quickly we can get. Actually, turn this machine up. Actually,
do you know, it could be absolutely any project. You know how we're saying like cushion covers and bags and stuff. Basically, think about anything that you've just made in a sewing project. Think about your last project or the last 5 or 10 projects, and think, could I have used print your own fabric? Could I have used photo fabric on that? So, for example, like you've got a really nice drinks flask to keep your drinks cold or hot using like thermal wadding, and it could be like something that you wrap round. So it could be a really, really nice thing that just
like
if you've got days
cozy.
out a lot, yeah, like a mug cozy or a flask cozy or something. It could be definitely something that you could use your fabric for that.
There we go. Just rethreading that, it just popped out. That's the thing with the specialist threads. They're often a lot thinner, especially the kind of glittery ones and things like that, because obviously it's got to be able to get through the machine. And sometimes when it's a bit more of a specialist fabric, they are a little bit thinner. So I'm just going to put a couple I would normally do all the rows this way first, so move across and then do this one here, then the next one, then the next one. But we're just going to do a couple this way and a couple that way, just so you can start to kind of see the effect. And this is just the simplest. This is, I mean, a beginner's project. And then we'll move on to more of the... And I'm not using a special foot. I'm just using the standard
normal foot
that came with the machine. And then we'll go back onto one of the projects we were doing earlier, where we were doing some machine embroidery, but again, using the normal foot, using this same basic foot.
Apologies for queues on the phone. Yeah, best way to order is on the website anyway, anytime. But it's only a couple of minutes or so, so if you would rather phone, just bear that in mind. It's about a 2-minute queue on the phone currently. Hochanda.com is nice and speedy though.
And the black and gold thread that we've got here just works really, really well with the sepia because it's got that really kind of soft tone to it. And that's why we've chosen it to go with this one.
Oh my word, I've just had a great idea.
Oh,
well.
what?
Like a make to sell, if you're or for friends and family, if you're going to visit a certain place, so take your own photo of a really famous landmark. And that way you sort of get around copyright and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, say for example, near us we've got the Angel of the North.
Right. Okay.
And if you took pictures while you were there, that's the one. Yeah. Do you go down again? Spot on.
Mm-hmm. You want to see my Liam Neeson? That's really good. Yeah. So, Angel of the North.
You can take pictures there. And then, I mean, it could just be a picture of a landmark, and then you can go over the top of it using metallic threads, use your kind of interesting threads, and just embroider over the top of it, because all of this kind of art quilting is becoming more and more fashionable now. It's like mixed media for fabrics is essentially what it is, and it's been around for a while. Yeah. But it's just becoming more and more fashionable at the minute, and the printed fabric gives you the opportunity to do that and really kind of go nuts, because the basis is already here for you, and then you can go in and embellish it further.
Like, say, for example... Sorry, go on, Hayley.
This one here, this little picture here we've got with the sunglasses on, you could sew round the edge of those sunglasses. Or you could, you know, sew in the hair. There's lots of little things you can do. And I mean, obviously this is working on a much smaller scale than the one we were looking at before, which is one of the ones out the 4-picture bundle. But the options are there for you to do, you know, whatever you like now.
I was just thinking, Hayley, like, you know, you said about if there's a photo that you've taken this year. It's fine, it's fine.
Hang on.
I'll put
the flap down. There we go.
It's fine. It's all right. I can still hear you. But when you talked about if you've taken a photo this year that might be really nice on a project for people. But what if you've maybe we've got a student watching and they've just gone to art college somewhere, or they're into their soft craft somewhere at college or uni, and a photo of your uni town that you can make on something that you can then give your mum and dad or your grandparents for like a Christmas present this year, or if you've just retired and you've moved to, say, Lyme Regis or something, take a photo of Lyme Regis.
Very specific.
Put that on a cushion for
other towns are available.
Family members. Obviously, other towns are available, and you can choose to live wherever. Let's look at the metallic threads here.
Now, I will warn you, they may be a bit of a mix match of a couple of sets, because I did mess about with stuff.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, Matt, you might be better off more accurate with a photograph.
That's why I'm looking at them, because I can remember the words, but
at least I told you. And
here we go. Thank you for the heads up, Hayley. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different reels there. You're getting hold of the silver, dark gold as well, pale gold, then just gold, then antique gold, and then the copper as well. And you get 1,000 metres on each. So that is 1,000 metres, 6,000 metres worth. That is 6 kilometres of thread. Quick maths. 507-492 to order now. We've also got the novice solids as well, and these are options now on these threads. Again, 6 kilometres of thread. For pick and mix, it's $14.99 plus delivery, and it's 141361 to order today. So have a look on the website, because all of the pictures are on there. But for example, you've got pink, aqua, yellow, purple, orange, grey, green. Those are just the ones that we can both remember at the moment, me and my Tributious Meg. But have a look on the website because you'll get all the options on there at the minute. Hochanda.com. And if you're new to our channel, this is Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, but also Hochanda stands for Home of Crafts, Hobbies and Arts. It's nice to have your company. Say hi if you're a first-time viewer and you've never messaged in before. It'd be really cool to hear from you. Studio@Hochanda.com.
Right, what we're doing with this is effectively what would be, you know, if you'd sewn them all together, stitch in the ditch over the top of this. I'll just get to the bottom of this row, and in a relatively short space of time, I mean, yes, we've been chatting and we've been doing other bits and pieces, but in a relatively short space of time, if I cut that off, we've kind of quilted most of this in. I've got kind of done 3 rows across, I've got another 2 rows across to do, and I've done 3 rows down, and you can see just that little bit there, which is then kind of framing each of the pictures individually, and that little tiny bit of sparkle, that black and gold thread, is just bringing a little bit of a kind of feature to it. And I would just continue this, just do 2 more rows that way, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more rows to go, top to bottom, columns top to bottom, and then just back it. And that's a one project done. That's your placemat done, and then you could also cut out coasters just using those 4. So just using the 4 separate images, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got your coasters as well. So you can make a complete set for a family.
It's a really good idea.
Really easy.
Really good idea. So a dinner set, placemat set, coaster set, whatever it might be.
I'm going to keep sewing and
but
finish
the thing is, yeah, keep saying that.
No, I'm going to do this one.
Oh, you're on that one now. All right. Because you've got all sorts of different projects going. But the thing is, you don't even need to sew at all. You even just need to be able to sew a little bit, or you can sew loads. This is the print your own fabric that appeals. This is why we're always so busy on it. It appeals across the board to so many different people. You could just use it, mixed media in your card craft. You could use it as a lampshade cover because you literally just stick it on instead of using other fabric that you've purchased. You're using your own photographs, cutting to size, of course, to make it fit over your lampshade. To get hold of the photo fabric, your details are over here. Your item number's just there, 818750, and you're getting a metre's worth of it for £19.99 plus delivery. If you're with Freedom, though, you save £2 and you don't pay delivery costs either. So it's all good. On the Jelly Babies, going for the pastel Jelly Baby, this is really busy at the moment. 60% of the stock is gone. The last time I held this on another show, it had sold out. So, and that was a good 2 or 3 months ago, maybe more actually. You might be able to remind me on how recent that was. But that was, it's taken a while to get this back in stock. They are pre-cut 2.5 inches wide, and you're getting 20 strips in total. And when they're sewn together, they would look like this. 640183 is your item number for the pastels. That's the pastels for £18.99 plus delivery. 20 pre-cut 2.5 inch strips. When they're sewn together in the pastel, this is what they would look like. But this is the batik version now, with half the stock gone. Half the stock gone here. So both very busy on the Jelly Babies. And that is a big project there. And it's got big seam allowances on the back as well. If I hold it up this way, you shall see you could make that even bigger if you fancied, if you allowed a bit less on your seams. But you can see they're flapping everywhere, aren't they? So make those even smaller, and you've got your even bigger quilt. That's the batik, but don't worry, it won't come to you like that. It'll come to you pre-cut in a roll like this. Okay? The number on that is 286404. It's a brilliant price at 18. That's a lot of fabric for £18.99, isn't it? The Christmas fat quarters, they've been really busy as well. And we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different fat quarters for £12.99. I'm still a bit befuddled at that price. It's a phenomenal price for 8 fat quarters. 754270. And then the batik squares. Just before we have a chat about something else, these are pre-sewn on the edges, so you know it's like a piece of fabric. It's like a finished article, a scarf in itself. Actually, they're lovely silk batiks, ready to wear. Just under 1 metre by 1 metre. That's 90 centimetres by 90 centimetres to be precise. 249035 to order those silk batiks. Right now, you get 2 of them for that price. 2 metres squared nearly on that. It's 90 by 90. 249035. We're going to recap the print your own fabric options too, because we've got so many fans out there. Have you got 4 photos on a hard drive data stick or industrial mini disc or anything else they might use on a Mission Impossible movie. Have you got photos?
Or just on your phone.
Oh, yeah, just on your phone. They've got those on Mission Impossible too. But yeah, have you got 4 photos that you can think of that you want printed onto fabric now?
Okay, so what we've got here is the first option, which is this is the size that you get with those 4 photos. So you get 47.5 centimetres high and 36 centimetres wide. Now these are perfect if you're wanting to put them on canvases. An A3 frame is spot on for this. So an A3 frame would be absolutely spot on for this.
Easy to make, easy to buy.
Try and pick images that have plenty of space, because obviously if you're going to wrap that round a canvas, you're kind of going to lose that little bit at the bottom, you're going to lose that at the top, and you're going to lose a little bit either side as well. So you need to kind of, if you're going to use them with a canvas, you're going to kind of bear that in mind with the images that you choose. So you'll get 4 images on there.
Let's get this flattened out.
There you go. So this one's done in black and white. You will get the option whether you want black and white, you want colour, or you want sepia. So you can have whatever you want. And these come to you as a voucher. So you can gift it and allow that person to send their own photos in. You could have the pictures printed for them and then send it to them like this.
Brilliant.
Or you've still got time to get the pictures to us and us to get them printed and back to you, so you could actually sew it as a gift.
Genius.
So
3 different
ideas. Works all sorts of ways.
Yeah, and Emma sent in a picture. Emma from the Craft Yourself Silly office. Thank you very much for doing this for us, Emma. This is another customer's work. Emma doesn't know the name of the customer that sent it in originally, but unfortunately, sorry. But what an inspirational piece! This kind of ties
my
in.
House.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way. Where's your house in the middle of the North Sea?
More or less.
On an oil rig?
It felt like that last week.
So you haven't got much options for a house there. It's a bit of an outcrop of land.
I can see that from. It's near my house.
Yeah,
I don't live on a lighthouse. That would be weird.
Yeah, well, you could do. I saw one.
You wouldn't put it past me, though, would you?
No, I wouldn't. If anyone was going to live in a lighthouse, it'd be Hayley. And people do live in lighthouses. I saw Homes Under the Hammer once. So 736 348 is your item number to get 4 photos, and that could be one of the 4 that you're using on a cushion top today. And that gave me an idea for
that
gave me an idea for the whole landmark near where you live. You know?
Oh yeah, no, that. Brilliant, and that's done on this size here, which is the 3 photo panel, because that's your square.
You see?
So this one is the best one for that type of thing. So this is the best one for your cushions. If you wanted a squarer tote bag, this is the one to go for. If you want quite a large quilt and you wanted to work those images in, again, this is the one that you would go for. Just bear in mind, if you are going to sew them, you need a little bit of a seam allowance there. So if I just tilt that there, you see that's about how much you're going to need. So just bear that in mind. This is perfect because it's not chopping anybody off. And same with there, you're not chopping anybody. We might lose a little bit more Lewis.
Yeah, there's over here, but that's fine. It's an arty shot anyway. It's all good.
So you've got 3 choices again. You've got the sepia, which is this one that we've got here. You've got the black and white. And you've got the colour. So if you send us colour images, we can easily put them into black and white and sepia for you. But if you send me a black and white or a sepia photograph, I am not made of magic, and it will come. Not made of magic, and it will come back as a sepia. Yes.
Yeah. OK, so 973-950. Full terms and conditions on the website. It's well worth reading that, actually, just so you know. But the lovely thing is, if you send in your own photos to Hayley, it's in time now to get them before Christmas. If you're gifting these as a voucher for somebody else to then decide which photos they want and get those printed, that's all good. Or if you want to do it yourself and get it into a project and then give somebody that project that you're making, hopefully you've got time to do it yourself.
This is why we've brought it in at the beginning of the month, because there's still plenty of time to do any of those options right now.
It's lovely soft cotton as well here, so it's quilting cotton, which gives it a good weight. It's heavier than a poplin, so it's good for a multitude of different projects as well. So that's the 3 photos. Details are on the screen at the moment for the photo fabric, which is the one that we were using over there, the sort of patchwork style.
This is the photo fabric that we've got here, and this is the sepia one that matches matches with that one there. But you can, again, get it in black and white, sepia or colour. And it's 4 photographs that you need to send me. So if you have a look at this one has been sent. It's the same 4 photographs that are on one of the panels that we've shown you. And these have been sent in, they're all the same size as kind of a portrait size photograph. So you can see this one, they're slightly longer. And we will work with whatever you send us, and we will kind of make the best of whatever you send us.
Let me show the difference. They're sort of more portrait style, these are squarer, so it just gets repeated as a square or repeated as a portrait style. So there might be like 2 or 3 less in a row
because they're slightly
longer. Yeah,
but we'll make the most of whatever you send us, because if we make them too small, then you kind of lose the definition, but you want to still be able to see what they are and who they are. So this is why we try and work it the best way we can.
Well, you get a meter's worth of it. It's either black and white, sepia or colour, whichever one you want. 810-750 is your item number to order. And it's $19.99 plus delivery to get it to you, ready for the next project. And then there's a quilt panel option as well, isn't there?
So the quilt panel option will give you 25 images. You will get 5 of these larger ones. These are, I think they're about 25 centimetres square-ish. Possibly. So you've got these 5 large ones, and then you'll have 4 of the medium-sized ones that go inside those 9 square, or designed to go in those 9 square blocks. You don't have to use it as a quilt. You could add other bits and pieces to it. You could maybe just take that there and just have that as a cushion front.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you, but this is the amount of images that you're going to get. So you're going to get 5 large, 16 of those little ones in the sashing there, and then 4 of those middle-sized ones.
Okay, and then 4 of these ones just over here. It's $14.99 plus delivery to get your quilt panel, and lovely images that you can build into your own keepsake quilt. It's a great idea.
Great for that. Or if you've got your own artwork, as we said before, the painting or the encaustic art, look fantastic on this kind of thing.
That's an inspirational idea, that is, Hayley. Your
or
own
even
artwork.
Just your mixed media things, where you're kind of dribbling paint and you're putting layers and things together. As long as there's a nice clear photograph of it, then we can use it.
Before you know it, you've designed your own fabric just by photographing a piece of art that you've made yourself. So have another little thing.
Yeah, but just make sure that if you are using other people's kind of stamp, obviously mixed media is a little bit more fluid, and there's not as many things that may cross over in there, but just double check with whoever you've bought the stamps from, that they have a policy to allow you to digitally reproduce it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because when I was picturing it as an idea, I was thinking if you've done, like you said earlier, the watercolouring with Matthew Palmer, you've done the image, you've made the image, or you've created it yourself using brushos or something.
Yeah, with mixed media, you may have that element of using somebody else's stamp in there, and you just need to check that they have whatever their angel policy is and whatever their digital reproduction policy is.
Okay, lovely stuff. So it's 154538 is your item number to order, and that's really good value, $14.99 to get the whole panel of images there to be able to work with. Sorry, I've left you doing the phone there.
That's all right. I'm good. I'm good.
The Jelly Baby, the pastel Jelly Baby, we should mention 70% of the pastel Jelly Baby is already gone. Well done if you've got it, because it has taken a long time to get this one back. It has.
It took us a long time to get this one back. So we've got loads of lovely, lovely soft colours in here. I'm just going to tilt it forward a bit so it's probably a bit easier to see. You've got those 2 whites, and then you've got 2 creams. You've got the gold, the salmon pink, which is that one. You've got the really nice kind of baby pink in there, that beautiful lime green. There's a nice turquoisey blue, kind of, it's almost like a cornflower blue, that one.
Yeah,
and then you're back to the beginning with all of those nice kind of blendable planes in there. Really, really nice, soft option there. Really, really subtle.
Pastels. It's 20 of them that you'll get in the roll, 2.5 inches each in individual width. When they're all sewn together, 640183 is your item number. They're $18.99 plus delivery. When those pastels are all sewn together, this is what you get in a pastel form, of course. This is the batiks sewn together.
So the batik one will come to you in that same format, in the Jelly Baby format, but this is what kind of size you're looking at if you sewed it all together. Yeah,
it's a lot of fabric, put it that way, for $18.99 plus delivery, to be able to get them pre-cut like that, to be able to make, corners and borders and things and chop into it. 286404, it does really help to have it all pre-cut. 60% gone on the batiks there already. They're bright colours, they're hand-dyed, and they look gorgeous as well. That's that's as a jelly baby, but you've got your fat quarters as well as in the batiks here. Normally you'd be stuck choosing, thinking, OK, we're going to go for blues, greens, darks, neutrals maybe, or pinks and purples or the brights. But here you are getting all of them. And talk about a lot of fabric here.
This is every single colour that we do. And I think, well, there's 4 in a metre. So we've got 4, 3, almost 4 metres there.
Oh,
there's
okay.
almost 4 metres of fabric within there. So if you were kind of going to put them all back together,
4 metres of fabric for £34.99.
Awful lot of fabric in there. And then you've got the same option in plains as well. Again, one of our most popular, one that we do bring all of the time, and we have to bring huge quantities on these. The colours may vary slightly in this one, but you are always going to get that kind of nice, lovely selection of greens there. You've got the brights, you've got pinks and purples, blues, whole selection that you can really kind of go nuts with.
Just an amazing set of colours. It's so usable. Whatever you're working with, whatever fabric that you're breaking up or making the most of.
Amazing for things like applique projects, where you maybe don't want to go and buy half a metre of green when all you need is a little tiny piece of it. This gives you those options to be able to applique till your heart's content.
I mean, I've seen so many lovely projects with these batiks, for example, as well. So autumn leaves appliqued onto a cushion, a peacock's feathers, you know, with these sort of colours.
Beautiful colours.
You know, I've seen some lovely lollipop trees as well using this green.
And these are
great projects. Yeah.
The batiks are fantastic for matching with things that you maybe can't get an exact match with. Cool. Perfect for that.
All right, well, you've got the item number on the screen there, 742442 to order, and they're £24.89 to get your fat quarter bundle over here. That's for the plains, £24.89, including your postage. For the hand-dyed batiks, you're getting around about 4 metres worth of fabric for £34.99, I think it was in the end, saving £5. That's on the batiks, details on the bottom of the screen.
That's a sample using the blues. That's some of our Birds in Paradise fabric that we'd had before. And that blue, because there's so many different colours in, it's picking up this blue, it's picking up this blue, it's picking up another blue over there, another blue over here. It's just making them all kind of work together.
Because you've got so many different levels
because there's so many different kind of shades within there. Yes, and then this is another one that's used the batiks, and it's the green within here, which looks like it's a really kind of, you think, oh, initially, oh, that's a bit dark, I don't know if I like that. But then when you put it with something like this, it really brings out those bright colours. Yeah.
So your fat quarter bundle there, the plain cottons, is £34.99 plus a delivery. That's your item number as well. The batting here, Hayley's just holding it out. There you go, you got it.
I was holding it out of the way.
Thank you. There's the batting. It's sort of more concentrated, less airy than your normal wadding.
Yes, and really good rigidity to it. So if you are looking for those structural projects or something with a little bit more protection, say you wanted a tablet cover but you wanted something that was a little bit more protective, then brilliant for that.
It's got the squish to it. OK, so £9.99. It's got the squish. So A95898 is your item number to order. You've got the squish. That's the batting, and it's £9.99 plus delivery. Have a look at the website for everything else that we haven't had time to mention on this quick recap at the end.
I blame the porridge. You were fine this morning, and then you had porridge. Now you've got
I laced it with blueberries and grapes, which was a bit weird, but at least I've had 2 of my 5 a day. Haley.
Excellent, good work.
Stay tuned, there's loads more to come. Bye.
Bye.
Grapes in porridge. Grapes in porridge. Whatever next. Oh, they'll be doing it on the Archers. Best of the Diamond Press and Zyron coming up next. We've got Crazy Quilling coming up in an hour, and then Linda Williams' book launch one day special. That's a big one today. Don't forget Crafting Market. It's on Sky every day, 676.
Hello, I'm Phil Martin. I've been a paper crafter for 17 years, nearly 18 years now. And what was my hobby became an obsession, much like most of the people who are watching at home. My obsession then led to me looking for products and trying to expand my knowledge base, which is where I couldn't find something. So I thought, right, it's time to do my own. So Sentimentally Yours is my brand of photopolymer and rubber stamps. And I also do coordinating paper pads and the Cosmic Shimmer product range that goes along with that. So hopefully, with the products that I bring to you, you can work the same way that I do and work in a coordinated way, which helps to achieve the best results that we can get as paper crafters. Really looking forward to seeing you all on Hochanda, so please join me for my shows where I can share some of my hints and tips with you.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.